Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the MinnMax Show, a place about games, friends, and getting better. Thanks for being here. I'm Ben Hansen, joined by Leo Vader.
Happy gaming to you.
Happy gaming to everybody, like Janet Garcia.
And to all, a good night.
And good night, Sarah Podzorski.
Hello, I hope you get all the games that you want.
Yeah. Sarah, do you think this is going to be the last episode of the MinnMax Show before Fields of Mysteria, the game that you work on, launches in 1.0 on August 5th?
Probably. Don't say that. That made my tummy hurt.
Sorry. It's still days away. You got so much time, but that thing's coming in hot.
Yeah, I haven't been looking at the calendar.
I got secondhand stress from you telling her that, so thanks.
Does it really feel like, like you're cramming for a final, like amongst the team?
It does kind of feel that way. It feels different from launching into early access, because early access, like, the game wasn't out at all. So it was like, that was like, I think more nerve-wracking was getting the game in people's hands. And now people have the game, and we have to get the game into more people's hands.
Yeah.
So it's more nerve-wracking in that way, and like, just the relief I will feel when 1.0 is out is huge, because like, it's been 3 years for me, and like over 6 years for the team that they've been working towards this. And like, the absolute blood, sweat, and tears, the sacrifices that go into like even a cute indie game like Fields of Mysteria, like you couldn't even imagine the relief I will feel when this is off our shoulders.
You're so close. Just like we're close to announcing our big guest for this episode, one Lucy James.
Hello.
Welcome.
Glad we making this happen. Yay. It's been a minute. Hi.
I like you in the pre-show talking about your accent so much and how it's kind of fading away, and then you launch in with the most British sounding hello.
I'm really consciously aware of it now.
No, sorry. The entire episode, it can fade, whatever you need it to do. Welcome. We're used to saying Gamespot's Lucy James on this show. Then it kind of evolved into like, co-host of Summer Game Fest Showcase, Lucy James. And now it's Lookingfor.Game, or do you just say Looking for Games, Lucy James?
Looking for game.
Looking
LFG.
for game.
Go for whatever.
Yeah. Congrats on the huge new journey.
Thank you. Yeah, it's still quite surreal. Even I sometimes say, talking about Gamespot, I go, we. I'm like, no, not there anymore.
Yeah.
It's strange to sort of decouple yourself from a place that you spent 12 years of your life.
12 years. Do you feel like...
I know.
Look, GameSpot is an hour-long conversation, at least. I feel like it's been so fascinating to see you all over there. It just feels like you guys were pushing for so many new shows, constantly trying new things, and just being like, okay, it's doing okay, but not as well as apparently it needs to. Let's try something new. Okay, it's doing okay, not as well as it should be. It seems like that's been the last, 5 years of your life?
Ever since... yeah, I mean... CBS Interactive, we were a drop in the bucket for them. They didn't care. So, it was still money coming in. And then Red Ventures was, woof. I don't think I'd experienced that cutthroat, horrible side of corporate America until we were owned by Red Ventures. I'm a type of person who I try not to burn bridges or anything, but that company was, God. Just utterly miserable to be a part of GameSpot, especially they cared about us until we realized they were selling us. And then Fandom, I think Fandom had the best alignment out of any parent company GameSpot could have had, and is just fundamentally wasting all of the talent that they have there. And it is, frustrating to deal with when I was there, and it's heartbreaking to see. Just had another round of layoffs 2 weeks ago. Just watching it from the outside in. I don't understand, how you can have that team and not do everything in your power to propel them to success, but instead you're just going to keep laying them off on 6-month cycles and tell them to do more with less.
Right.
So,
right. Story of the industry at large in a lot of ways too. Well, congratulations on this whole new thing.
Thank you.
So Lookingfor.Game, easy pitch newsletter. You go
indies.
there.
Every week I send a hand-picked indie recommendation, usually with a little interview with the developer in there, some words about why it caught my eye, why I think it's interesting, and then crucially a link to grab the demo or enter the playtest. And so it's sort of you see things on TikTok all the time or in social feeds or mentioned on a podcast or anything, and it's one step beyond that. It's getting things into people's hands so that they can play it and then hopefully find something cool and then be excited about its launch. And so I, at the minute, have been even this morning, you're 4 calls in. already seen a bunch of really exciting games that I can't wait to play and write about and just share with other people. So
yeah, it feels like kind of a modern demo disc. It's nice. Like here's a newsletter with like a little preview code every once in a while in there for stuff to check out. Okay. I have a lot to unpack with you. I know we have a lot of things to cover on this episode of the podcast. We're going to be talking about underappreciated games of 2026, but realistically, underappreciated people of 2026, you guys. Let's all kiss Lucy's butt for a bit. But I think it's so fascinating to go from like, you've been doing so much for so long in 1,000 different directions. Is there a part of you that I can be jealous about, please, about the idea of like, what if I just focus down? What if I just focus down and sending one newsletter per week, I can knock that out of the park? Does it feel like you're going from chaos
that's the thing.
to just this?
It's not just, I've got subscriber only, which is so twice a week. And then the thing that I need to pick back up on is sort of like social and video and, playing games. It takes a long time too. So there's the curation aspect of it. And then, but it is really nice just to drill down into one specific area that I have the most passion and interest about. Because that's the thing, I mean, I play and love AAA games. I have done my entire career, my entire life. Don't get me wrong, but I think there is just something that I was getting exhausted about with the news cycle, and at least coming at from the media side, it's hard to be it's hard to pivot as quickly or gain access in some circumstances. There's a lot more red tape around things in terms of like getting access, seeing things early enough to put into a content calendar, and so with indies, it's that everyone's just been really great, and the really discoverability is a huge problem. I'm not saying that LFG is going to completely solve it, but if it's an avenue that helps, I'm thrilled by that.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. And like thinking more about you co-hosting, that's the way to put it, right? Summer Game Fest, the whole showcase. Like, I feel like in this industry, and probably in most industries, people are always looking for like, what's a sign that you've made it? When is it like, here's I'm giving you a trophy. And I feel like that level of like, hey, Lucy James, come co-host the Summer Game Fest Showcase with me. Like, that's about as good as the game industry can get, of just like, here is your badge of approval. You're a made woman at this point. Like, that's it. Does it feel like that on the inside?
A little bit. A little behind the scenes story is that last year when I was talking to Jeff about something, he said, "Oh, would you be interested in doing something at Summer Game Fest?"
That's underselling it.
And then I got an email from the director of the show being like, "So thrilled you're joining us to co-host."
Oh my God.
Hello.
Me and my nightmares.
Yeah.
It's like, today. You're not dressed.
But also it's like,
and you're naked.
In that pitch, if it's like, hey, do you want to be seen by 100 million people, whatever the hell the ridiculous numbers are, like that's such an easy pass. So just like, what's the friendliest way to get you through that gate?
Oh no, I mean, I would have absolutely done it, like even if he'd pitched it to me like the full thing. But it was, that was really an incredible moment, and something I'm so proud of and very grateful for, because it's an enormous amount of trust, not only from Jeff and his team, but from all the developers. And you have to keep everything secret and not spoil. Obviously, the thing is about Summer Game Fest is sometimes it's a little funny because there will be those games at the show. So some people know some things, but then when it comes to like the big announcements, you're like, I refuse. I basically don't talk to people the week of or whatever. So I'm just like, no. Yeah.
Do you have people like coming to you and trying to get information out of you?
No, I mean, not people that I know and hang out with. They kind of know better than that. They just kind of, the most I'll get is it a good show?
Yeah, right.
And it's always a great show. I mean, this year especially was fantastic. So
it really was. The fact that you can lead with Resident Evil Veronica and like you're the one that got to announce that is so freaking cool.
Insane mic drop on Veronica. Yeah, I got I got Alien Isolation 2.
Yeah, great.
Some of that stuff, and I'm just like, oh.
It's such a weird feeling too, of like feeling like I got it. It's like, is there like a weird do you have playing cards backstage with Keely throwing who gets what?
No, I get my sides. So obviously the writing team behind there, Kyle Bosman.
That's right.
Works on the writing team over there, and he's also like a producer. And it's amazing working with him. And so I just kind of get sides through. And the thing is that when I get my script, it's all code names anyway.
Oh, interesting.
So, and so then it's not really the full read through until like kind of in LA. And then last year, like sometimes I always over check for pronunciation stuff, because last year I had infinitesimals, which is a word I'll be able to say perfectly for the rest of my life. But I was so scared about messing that up on stage, because that's taking away from their moment.
Right.
And I just don't want that to ever happen. I just want people to be like, I'm excited about the game.
A real Umamusa.
If I've done my job right, people don't remember me. People remember the trailer.
Right. Well, hats off to you. I feels like it's one of us up there. And every time you always like, whenever we have questions during a reaction stream, I feel like you're always there with follow-up info. It's like, way to go, Lucy. Yeah, you're channeling exactly what we'd like to hear from somebody on the stage at this moment. So congrats.
Real quick, since it's code named, are you like, when you read the code name script, are you like, well, obviously this is this game, because they're like,
no,
okay,
I mean,
so it just feel like,
yeah, it's,
they're not like the plumber returns, and then like this.
No, sometimes, yeah, you look at it and you're just like, what the hell could that be? And then obviously there's so many games that are being announced and talked about at any one time. You're like, this could be literally, Oh, but then, the stuff changes so quickly too. It's like, it could be this, something gets rewritten and you get a new side with it on. So,
yeah.
That's fun.
So help me out. The Lookingfor.Game, Lookingfor.Game, LFG, whatever you like to call it. LFG. That's part of this Keeley umbrella. Can you explain this? It's like, because there's the game business show and Lookingfor.Game. I feel like both these are
sister brands is how Chris String and I sort of refer to it. So similar thing is that Jeff is invested in both of us, and just kind of very hands off, lets us run our own publications. Which is great. And then my platform partner though is First Look. So they are primarily a playtesting platform, and they if you sign up to their service, you get like the access to playtests and play stuff early. And for me, that meant like I looked at Substack, I spoke to Beehive, looked at Ghost and everything. And there are pros and cons to every platform. And, sometimes if you're with Beehive, for example, once you hit a certain subscriber threshold, you are paying kind of through the nose just to distribute. None of them had an easy way to distribute keys or enter into playtests. And so when we were talking to First Look, they were like, oh, we can build that for you. We can build that functionality, which is incredible. And so it means that, we can link directly to the Steam page or EGS or distribute codes for things when it comes through. So it's been a really great partnership, and like their whole thing is getting games in front of people, right? That's their mission too. This is just a different way to do it.
Yeah, right on. Well, hey, we have so much to cover on this here episode of the podcast. We got a lot. Splatoon Raiders, first of all. We're going to be talking about that next week. Curious to check it out. I know Kyle Hillier's been playing a lot. Halo Campaign Evolved. I'm kind of curious. I want to talk about that thing as well.
Curious. Very
curious. So we'll be talking about that next week and kind of the prequel mission specifically. Steam Machine stuff we're going to be talking more about next week. Sarah, have you seen Incident at Galley House, the hype for the Rich Weezer Dead follow-up, Start to Build?
Please.
Oh, I literally just posted that in the code channel, and I said, "Can I have a code for this?"
Oh, didn't I just post it also? Say, does anybody want a code for this?
Oh, I would like a code for it.
Okay, great.
I didn't want to scroll up.
I get it. So we'll be talking about that soon.
No spoilers for today's subscriber-only newsletter, but it's about Galley House because it rules.
Awesome. So sweet. So a lot of stuff to talk about in the future. But in this episode, we're like halfway through the year. It's a nice time. People in the community requested this because it's so easy to get overwhelmed, as you know very well, Lucy, about just so many great games releasing all day, every day. So like halfway through the year, let's just pause and look back and be like, what did we miss? What can we recommend? What's cool out there that needs some more sunshine shown on it? And Leo was screaming about one game in particular, and we said, Leo, legally that's not allowed because that's a game from the end of 2025, and people will laugh at you if you talk about Forestrike.
Thank you for saving me from that humiliation.
It would have been rough. Leo, okay, first of all, this was a nice reminder. Leo's gotten really into this game called Forestrike, which we talked about last year on the podcast. Jeff and I played it. It's from the same developers as Oliha from 2021, which was a game that I really, really loved. And this is the martial arts roguelike style game. And Leo was digging it so much that we actually have a game code giveaway happening right now. So if you support MinnMax on Patreon at any tier, the $2 tier or above, if for brand new supporters only, if you jump in before Tuesday, July 28th, jump in at any tier, new supporters, and I will personally DM you on Patreon with a Steam code for Forestrike. Check the description for availability. But Leo, what are you digging about Forestrike? What's grabbing you so long after it came out?
I was on my list since Jeffem talked about it, and yeah, I don't know, finally seemed like the right game for the right time. The premise is you can practice any fight infinitely, and then you play it for real whenever you want. Whenever you say, I'm ready to actually do this fight for real, and you suffer the consequences of that. It's a really unique way to get you like totally, I don't know, invested in your own performance. And the amount of times I will practice something until it's so rote, and then I'll do the actual fight and choke on something by being like a half second off in a way I never was in practice. It's like illuminating for how much psychologically goes into those fights. And it's cool because I love Shogun Showdown, which is kind of similar in its need for perfection, but that's more move based. And this kind of is real time combat in addition to the deciding the order you're doing things in. So it's a really unique flow and a super cool indie way to do it, where it's kind of, you know, low budget and minimal, but there's like a million directions fights can go in.
Yeah, this is the worst comparison of all time. But it's a little bit like that Top Gun Maverick idea. Like the entire movie is just about like training and building for when this thing happens for real. And I like that idea in this format of like, all right, let's just train, and pressure could not be more on, go right now, right?
Yeah. And the builds are just so strange. I'm doing the monkey style of fighting right now. In the run that's on my Steam Deck behind me, I'm right near the end. It's a monkey build that's totally banana based. So you do ridiculous like slapstick combat moves in this one, and certain ones will put a banana in my hand or a banana in the enemy's hand, and you can throw a banana at an enemy to stun them and surprise, or I have a move where I can eat the banana and it gives me health.
Perfect.
So I'm like tactically spawning these bananas, manipulating around the environment. The like variety of builds is, you know, a lot of games have that variety of builds, but the types of builds feel very unique to the game. I'm really more and more impressed by it.
Yeah, that's sweet. So Forestrike's the name of that game. If you want to jump in, we'll DM you a code. Jump in and support MinnMax, independent games media in general at the $2 tier before this coming Tuesday. We'd appreciate it. Lucy, one of the early games that you mentioned was Fishbowl. You're like, people need to pay attention to Fishbowl, for Christ's sake. What is Fishbowl?
Yeah. So Fishbowl is this wonderful game about it's a pandemic game. It's about this girl. It's her first big girl job. Her name's Aloe. First big girl job. She moves to the city by herself. She's in a small apartment. But it's also a story about grief. Her beloved grandmother has died. Her mother is now an empty nester. And in the middle of it all is the pandemic. So she's, you know, escaping the nest and finding who she is as an adult, but also dealing with this huge loss, this huge, the grandmother is very beloved. And so it's her figuring out her day. So, you know, making sure that she showers and cooks and like takes care of herself and does stuff at work. And then, you know, she's talking to her mother or her colleagues or her friends over Zoom calls, basically. So it's like not exactly pandemic simulator, but there is the moment where her grandmother's belongings come to her house and she's sort of remembering these moments. And there's also a talking fish.
Of course.
But it's a very beautiful game. And it's just, you know, I love it when a game explores a story about grief. I had a comment on Friends Per Second once where someone was like, the game's about grief. Lucy's going to love it. I was like,
hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I get those comments too.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad, and I'm like, sign me up. They're
Right.
like, I was in tears, and I'm like, I'm downloading this. No, Fishbowl's been on my list for forever, so it's good to hear that you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I think as well, like the name of the studio, I think it's a very small studio, like one or two people, I want to say, published by Wholesome. The name of the studio is I Miss My Friends.studio. Which, the other thing that maybe this connected with me a little bit, I think it connects with all of you as well, is because Aloe's job is she's a video editor.
Yes.
So they have a video editing mini game. And I was like, that is what I was doing in the pandemic, just editing videos from home, talking to my mom on Zoom.
Channeling grief. Like that was the thing. I jumped into to play this game a little bit. Like, all right, time to do my job as a video editor. And I had a deep pit in my stomach of like, don't make me edit video in the games I play, please. That's all I do all day. But like, it's like the breeziest version. It's like, here's just a bunch of timeline layers. Like, here's your B-roll, here's some images. And it's basically just kind of like a little rhythm game at that. Like, just put it in the right spot and call it good.
Yeah.
Is that not what you do?
It's basically it. I guess you can summarize a lot of editing as put it in the right spot and call it good. That's kind of basically
vibes-based editing.
Yeah.
Is what I think.
Yeah.
That's how I approach video editing.
That's right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's part of the India Hero project from PlayStation. So it's on, so it's on Steam and PlayStation if you want to check out Fishbowl there. But sweet. So nice cathartic experience for you.
There's $10 too, and there's a demo.
I think that's kind of the secret. I think if you bought every game that we talk about on this podcast, it's still going to be cheaper than, for sure, GTA.
GTA.
Yeah, GTA. Come on, you got to choose which one you want.
Where's the MinnMax bundle? That's what I want to know. Like the Steam bundle.
Yeah, we should probably look into
that would be fun
somewhere. Leo, for a while you've wanted to talk about this game called Phonopolis. When it comes to underappreciated games from the year, this is up there for me. Of like, I played it at GDC last year and was like, this might be the best looking game I've ever seen in my life. And then it wasn't until this week that I actually got to go back and jump in and check this thing out. But what grabbed you about Phonopolis?
We're very blessed in video games to have like 2 or 3 games come out a year where it is a totally new art style we didn't know we could play.
Right.
And this is definitely one of those. It's all like cardboard, and there's some behind the scenes stuff, very minimal behind the scenes stuff, but enough to see how much of it is real and handmade and put into the game from these real pieces of cardboard they've painted on and animated.
I mean, beyond that, so they have like, in the game, it's very sweet. On the main menu, they're going after my heart, where they're like, "Hey, watch the making of." It's like, yeah, I'd like to watch that. It's kind of like a highlight montage of like, look how actual physical all these things were that we made. You can see us painting, you see us making these stickers, cutting out the cardboard, all that fun stuff to make a game that feels this real. But then they also say like, hey, check out the full documentary on YouTube. And so they have an hour-long documentary all about creating this game, which I blew through.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really awesome to like put it that front and center, and it makes you appreciate this because you see the gameplay and it's like, that looks awesome. I don't know how they did that. So then to have an hour-long video that's like, okay, here's Unity as an engine. Here's why it doesn't really work well if you want to make everything with handmade physical assets that are scanned in. And even like the effects and particle effects and stuff like that, like everything is custom and handmade, and just trying to squeeze that together is a pain in the butt. But then on top of that, it just makes you appreciate the hell out of the studio, which is from the Czech Republic, Amanita Design. And so you might know him from like Machinarium, going way back to 2009, that adventure game, which was awesome.
I haven't heard that name in years.
Right.
One of the previous, I didn't know a game could look like this.
Yeah.
Games.
I feel like all those are like Sombreros,
cool.
Botnicula. Like, it was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I played their last game, Creeks. I kind of forgot about that. Churchill. They made a game called Happy Game from a couple years ago that I missed, but it looks freaking awesome. And so just a really admirable small studio that's been cranking on this game for like 10 years, and then it comes out and looks this freaking amazing. And the thing that's terrifying, Leo, is like a game can look this bold and good, and I feel like it didn't make that much of a splash, and that's the stuff that just makes me want to crawl out of my skin.
I was shocked that it didn't make more of a splash when it launched, because I played the demo.
Yeah.
And it's genuinely such a clever little puzzle game. And it's a joy to look at. It was a joy to play. And it's just like, well, what happened? I guess it's like, it really proves that discoverability right now is absolutely awful for indie games. Because something like this could go so missed.
Yes.
Is crazy.
Yes.
It's also just, I think, unclear at a glance what it is, which probably hurts it. It being a puzzle game, but and yet each puzzle is different and is just kind of you figuring out how this individual toy works. You poking at the different buttons and pulling the levers and seeing what happens and how the different combinations of them gets you towards your goal of that scene in the story. Right. It's definitely a more complicated, even like to understand. It doesn't have a clean, this is the type of game it is that a lot of successful indies do.
I guess, yeah, other than just like point and click. But even then it's like, okay, I think I get it. But just to have, more of that kind of like diorama puzzle box feel to it makes it a little bit different here. And you blew through it, Leo? Like, you think the puzzles are working well for you?
Yeah, occasionally a little frustrating in how obtuse they can be, because they're really
point-click nature.
Yeah, true to the roots of the genre. But easy enough to blast through in 4 hours. Got a lot out of it. Every scene does its own thing and has its own cute little thing. Lots of like laughs and incredible music, incredible soundtrack. I can't compare to anything.
Yeah,
really worthwhile.
I'll channel through like an old cassette, and they talk about like the sound design a lot in that documentary. It's a lot of just like, I found these cow bones, and when you bang them together, it sounds really neat. So I made sure to hang on to these sweet cow bones. Just like imagine just like as specific and odd of a soundscape as possible. And they talk a lot about the art inspirations from like post World War I avant-garde movements. And it's like, okay, just post-war, let's just zoom in on that period and blow that out to a whole thing. And the premise, Leo, is...
Everybody in the city hears these megaphones all the time, these like loudspeaker PA system that tells them what to do, and they can't not do it. And you, as the main character, stumble upon an ancient pair of noise-canceling headphones that allow you to have free will.
Yeah, that's basically it. So you're then liberated as you're trying to like uncover the secrets of the old world. You're basically a Wall-E type guy. You're like cleaning up the rubbish, the rubbish man.
For worrying about a game's success, as we can't help but do, it's funny comparing it to a game about grief, as many games are. That's a great pitch for someone like Janet, it sounds like, but sometimes it's hard to go like, now I ramp myself up to play a sad game. So when we talk about a game like this, I'm almost had the urge to go like, and it's not about grief.
I know.
It's a good time. Just chill.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it sounds really cool to just like, I feel like those point and click games really shine from having that cool art set, because you spend so much time looking at it. Like, obviously we want every game to look visually interesting, but I do feel like some genres necessitate like really bespoke visuals to sort of latch onto.
Yeah.
Did you play Please Touch the Artwork 2? Please don't touch the artwork. Please touch the artwork 2.
No, I remember hearing about it.
Oh, it's a great.
It's on mobile only, yeah? Or is it on console?
No, it's on PC. It's on PC.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it is on mobile. I haven't played it, but on there. But I played it on PC. And it's sort of like, it's this sad little skeleton walking through all of these paintings. And it is that point and click, just finding a bunch of apples or something that are already in the painting and bringing them to these characters. It's great. It's that nice melding of like art and interactivity, and it's funny. I think it takes about an hour to beat, but it's a lovely game.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it's almost like Pocket Boss, which I played this year, but I don't think came out this year, where you're interacting with like the graphs and things.
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember the one. But the thing about
such a cool vibe.
Phonopolis with like the visuals too, looking so incredible. It also has like hints of tearaway, which I liked. Of like you're literally, I guess, like ripping the paper to like reveal new things as you kind of interact with the backdrop and stuff like that. But just the small detail, Leo, of how you can like shift the camera, just like wiggle it a little bit in the diorama. So technically everything is 3D. I don't know why that just makes it feel that much more tactile, of like, oh, we are in a 3D space. As 2D and kind of like paper-esque as this looks, there actually is 3D stuff happening here. It makes it feel like, oh, this is a real town. This is a big city somehow that I'm interacting with.
Absolutely. Can't put into words why that makes a difference, but it inarguably does.
Yeah. So Phonopolis is the name of that game. Just on PC, on Steam and Epic at this point, but hopefully it gets to consoles at some point here. Sarah, did you know that a miracle has occurred behind the scenes here at MinnMax?
What?
Because we're like, coming up on 7 years of existence, and I've spent probably 70% of my time just like begging for one type of ad read, and it finally came through this week because, ladies and gentlemen, Brooklyn Bedding. We got a mattress company, folks. We're a real official podcast here.
And this is because you needed a mattress, I assume?
Well, I desperately needed a mattress, but this came out without me begging. It wasn't me saying, please give me a mattress. It was actually our ad company be like, do you want a mattress ad? I was like, do I want a mattress ad? And now I'm just like a puppy at the door every day waiting for this new mattress to arrive because our mattress sucks. And the idea of like, oh, what if sleeping is as comfortable as it's designed to be when you're not on this old, crappy, lumpy mattress from hell? That's what Brooklyn Bedding's all about. So it's so fun to go mattress shopping. You get to go through and be like, ooh, we have like a cooling mattress or the luxury hybrid mattress. And with Brooklyn Bedding, they offer a 120-night comfort trial. So you got 120 days to ship this thing back if you're like, not quite what I wanted. They say it's very easy, hassle-free, and they'll help you return it if you want to swap that mattress back if it's not right for you. But they say Brooklyn Bedding designs and assembles every mattress in their Arizona factory. No middlemen, no gimmicks, just top-tier quality, honest pricing, and real American craftsmanship. Leo, for a better night's sleep.
American.
Hell yeah. No one sleeps better than Americans.
Nope.
And they want you to know.
Offense, Lucy.
It's fine. My sleep, I can sleep anywhere. That's the British secret.
But imagine if you're on one of these.
But imagine if it was
boys.
comfortable while I was doing it.
Oh, exactly. Brooklyn Bedding, they use Glacio-Tex if you're sleeping hot, which is copper-infused foam, temperature-regulating materials to help keep you cool and comfortable all night long. So you can go to brooklynbedding.com and use the promo code MinnMax at checkout to get 30% off site-wide during the summer sale through July 26th here. That's 30% off. That's brooklynbedding.com. Promo code MinnMax for 30% off site-wide. Exclusive with the code brooklynbedding.com. Promo code MinnMax. Link in the description. Check it out. Keep them around. I am excited to sleep. Not just because I have a baby, but because of this mattress.
If we have Brooklyn Bedding here and Lola Blankets on Pew Pew Bang, can we get like a pillow sponsorship on Bonus Pod and complete the set?
Wait,
We're slowly building it together.
hang on. My Pillow, that's based out of Minnesota. I think this is going to work out well.
That's actually been canceled then.
Oh, I'll be
Take that out.
damned. I'll be damned.
But it's made in America.
Jenna Garcia.
Hi.
There's a game that apparently Jeffem has beat looking at Steam that you wanted to shout out called Idols of Ash.
Oh, Jeff beat it. Yay. Yeah. Idols of Ash. How did I first encountered this because Patrick Klepek from Remap brought it to my attention. You could argue it's a climbing game. It's more of a rappelling game.
Yeah, you're going
like you're
down.
rappelling deep into like an ancient hole, essentially. You're going meters and meters down into the ancient pit. For personal reasons, it kind of becomes more clear as you play. You get there's checkpoints that give you a little bit of narrative flavoring, but the big part of this is that you're being chased by a giant centipede slowly as you descend.
Good.
So you don't want to take too much time. So it's very dark. So it is in that horror genre. I will say, unless you have like a big bug phobia, I don't find it to be too scary. It is scary when you get caught, but it's not like a jump scare game or you can like look at where the centipede is, but also I never did because I didn't want to look at it. And also I felt like by the time I found it, that's time I could be using to further descent. So it's nice because it sort of adds that mechanical oomph to give you the time pressure to like, okay, I do have to kind of keep moving here. I do feel really compelled to get this done quickly. And something I really like about it is it just controls really cleanly. You have, again, like rappelling equipment, but you can kind of like toss your grapple hook to sort of latch onto things. There's a little bit of give in how you're descending, but they do a bunch of really cool details. Like if you drop down and maybe you're like trying to like grapple and grab yourself before you fall, as you're descending, the camera is like slowly tilting, so you're losing control, and that kind of just makes it feel a little bit more real and risky to be doing something like that.
I like the way the grappling hook works too. It's not just like hook shot in Zelda. Like you need to like launch it onto a platform, and it's like, to call it realistic is way too much of a stretch, but it's like it does feel like, okay, let me actually place this here and then slowly rappel down. I think I can make that drop without losing too much health. Like it's just, in so many games where you're trying to climb to the top of a mountain, it is kind of fun in a downwell way.
I was about to say, like, we've got Ken to go up,
and
this to go down.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if a giant centipede was chasing your ass and Karen too. It'd make it a much better game. I think we all agree.
I've seen
That's why they delayed the DLC
to
put the giant
because we're going down. I've seen people play this game just like super fast, just like yeeting themselves into the pit. Because you can kind of, once you play enough of it, you learn how quickly you can fall to not take damage.
Okay, yeah.
And there is kind of like, I think like rewards to like get down as quickly as possible. So it's like, while it can be a slow game, I've seen people absolutely just like the momentum of themselves just absolutely yeet themselves into this pit. And Janet, I haven't played it yet. I've been meaning to, but is this one of those games where like you have to play it multiple times? Like, is this one of those games with the endings? Because I think, is there like more than one ending, or is there just one ending?
To my knowledge, there's just one ending. There's a chance I'm wrong on that. But then the other kind of invitations are, I think, more challenge runs. Like you said, like timing. Yeah. There's a challenge where, because there's save points. And this is also a kind of a cool thing about it. There's like these little like urns or something, like ancient urns that you can kind of go up to and then save. But it's sometimes, depending on where you are, maybe you're like, it's kind of hard to get there. I'm just going to hope I catch the next one, which is kind of fun. But I bring that up because there's a challenge run where you don't use any save points. And I was like, I love that for other players. Not my flavor, of whiskey, but that's cool that it's out there. And I think something that's really cool about this is that this is definitely a game that I think is mechanics first, kind of experiential. But I really love the narrative of this game. It's very subtle. It's very soft, but they do kind of like prosy text where like each save point, you kind of have like the player's like internal dialogue in a way, but like written again very prosy in a way that I think is very pretty and moving, and it often ends with the "but you can't think about that now" kind of statement.
Right,
and it's like okay, and then it culminates to the ending, which sort of clarifies why you're going down in this pit, which isn't, it's not a plot twist or anything.
Is
but
it grief,
just kind
Janet? Be honest.
Is it grief? It's grief. I swear to God,
Is it grief?
I'm not joking. It is grief. It actually is. No. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
good.
grief.
Can we make like
but I wouldn't
like
say
a
it's
top
a sad
five?
game.
Yeah, but can we
I
make
wouldn't
like a
say
top
it's a sad
5
game.
grief games of the year?
Yes.
Like, can we all come together with our weird grief games?
It makes
But
for a
what's
great
fun
game.
about this
No.
is it's grief if you, but also do you want to repel with a giant centipede? So it's kind of like a fun little twist on it where it's like,
Grief
what
with
if
a
we're still like
centipede.
mechanics first? But we are sad. It is important that you know that you are doing this because you're depressed. But I also think there's something kind of funny about that too, right? Where I think so often when you engage in extremes, and I say this as someone that does distance running, we're all kind of doing that to avoid going to therapy. It's like this is kind of something that it's like, what if, and that's Karen as well, right? Where it's like, what if instead of looking within, I looked without and tried to kick that's ass?
What are
That's
you
kind of the vibe.
What are you repelling from?
That's the ultimate question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can be beaten in like 45 minutes. It took me 2 hours because I was taking my time to appreciate it, is what I
Good.
like to say.
That's smart to do. Yeah, like it was fun to jump in. It's like $3 on Steam. Seems like one of those like absolute
Yeah, buy it and
no-brainers,
don't
right?
play it. You'll get to it eventually. Don't worry about
Can you
it.
remind me of the name of it?
Idols of Ash.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
It's so my thing. It's ridiculous. I haven't played it yet. You made the list of best things that are always good in games last week, and I think repelling could have been on there.
it is
I love
satisfying.
repelling,
good.
and when you can swing from it.
Again,
And you can
Just
swing from it
framing?
here.
the Worms classic. Anything that's in Worms is inherently going to be satisfying, but just slowly trying to get the momentum up on your rope and stuff. But it's very fun. Like the first time, when I was playing it last night, I was like, okay, getting the feel of the repel, got it. And there's not like a big introduction of the enemy. So it was genuinely like I was trying to make a jump, missed it. I was falling to my death and just glanced over as I see a giant centipede coming around on the walls. Like, oh my God, this is in here as well. Just seeing a glimpse of it before my
As if
death
it couldn't
is
get
perfect.
worse.
Yeah,
Right? You're like,
exactly.
oh.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Idols of Ash. If you want to check that thing out, send it overwhelmingly positive reviews. $3. That's a frickin' steal. Just like some people like to steal food from a banquet. Am I right, Sarah Pazorski?
Factor
I actually don't know if that's part of the game yet.
Oh, well, maybe not. There's a game called Banquet for Fools. That was Sarah's pick for like, this is my
Yes.
hidden gem of the goddamn year so far.
This is a sicko game
Yep.
for people who thought Baldur's Gate 3 was too easy. This
Scared.
is a game. Yeah, this is an action CRPG. So it's like not quite turn-based. You do have to dodge. You do have to like time attacks. You have kind of like a stamina bar. So you do have to be kind of like moving around while you play the game. But it is made by a duo, Hannah and Joseph Games.
Very cute
And it's just
name.
absolutely incredible what they've created. This is a fantasy game where you make your party, you make yourself and you make your party. So you have complete choice over what race everyone should be, what class you want them to play. It's really interesting. It's nothing that I've seen before in the fantasy space. So like the way they do the magic system, the way they do sort of like the fantasy aspect of it, to me all seems very fresh. Like they have a very solid hand on what they wanted the lore to be of this world. But what I really like about this game is it really trusts the player in that it doesn't tell you anything. It gives you a tutorial and then it's like, you better take notes. This is a take notes game. There is no quest log. There are no marks on the map. Like if anyone tells you anything and you think it might be worth writing down, you have to write it down. And like while you're exploring the area and exploring the map, if you see something, like you have to mark it on your map and be like, there was a weird building here. Question mark? Like, is this going to be something later? So a lot of it is like I'm playing it and I'm just like, I think I'm doing this wrong. Like half the time you're going to play it and be like, I don't know what's going on. I think I'm doing this wrong. But it's like I was compelled to keep playing it because it was like that in itself was rewarding to me once I figured it out.
Right.
And then, yeah, it's things like you talk to an NPC and they're like, can you get this ring blessed? And you're like, okay, write that down. Like, get the ring blessed. I don't know where I have to go to get it blessed. I don't know what I have to do to get it blessed, but I should get it blessed. And then it's like they just put it in your inventory And you could totally forget that that's what it was there for and just use the ring.
But I feel
and
like,
then I go and I get the ring blessed and it doesn't tell me like you've completed the quest, like go on to do the next thing. Like you just have to pay attention.
I think it's the right level of sickos, right? It's like people who play D&D are maybe more than the average gamer used to the idea of like, okay, I'm going to make a little note to come back to this. I'm going to try and pay more attention. They're a smarter breed of cat, I think is what I'm ultimately getting at. Like they know how to pay attention to these types of games. And like jumping into this thing, Sarah, I was like, oh, this makes Esoteric Ebb look like Splatoon Raiders, you know, like they're both so clearly D&D inspired, but this one's like, okay, this is like made by some D&D fans, even though I think from trailers and stuff, it's easy to be like, is this just kind of like Diablo? And it's like, well, kind of, but imagine the most D&D version of Diablo possible with a really unique
It's definitely
art style.
like for advanced gamers.
Yeah.
It's like when you play this game, you have to use like,
you removing it from my list.
like no, you genuinely have to use all the knowledge you've learned as a gamer to kind of like figure this out. And I really like that. Like I get kind of tired of over tutorialization.
Yeah.
So something like this is really refreshing for me. Like I love to see a developer just trust their player and be like, if it's worth it, you'll just figure it out. And I'm like, I captain. I love it.
Yeah, and it's not early access or anything. It's just out on Steam. But like, where'd you hear about this? Do you feel like the D&D community talked about it?
Somebody popped into my stream and they were like, Sarah, have you played Banquet for Fools?
That's what they sound
And
like.
I was like, not now, chatter. I'm playing Chrono Trigger. And then I went and I looked it up and I was like, hold on a second. Like, I'll let this cook for a little bit. And then I came back to it and I was like, I hate when Twitch chatters are right.
They seem great.
Because Ben brought it up, like, have you played Esoteric Ebb?
Oh, Esoteric Ebb is just more of a D&D experience. Like, it's less combat focused. And you don't, like, the game, I don't want to say hold, they don't hold your hand, but it's like, there's a lot more on rails. Like, you can kind of, it's more like narrative Esoteric Ebb, more like figure it out in your mind.
Yeah.
Whereas Banquet for Fools is like, I just need to look at every single square foot of this map, and then I'll still miss something. Like it's like I see something in Esoteric Ebb, and you know that like it's something, but in Banquet for Fools, you're like, this could be something, this could be nothing. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Ignoring my actual individual skill. If I could only play one.
Esoteric Ebb. Absolutely Esoteric Ebb.
I'll still have this on my list, but because I need to get tattoo, and I don't know how many chunky boys I can handle.
Because you played
time.
D&D, Janet, Esoteric Ebb will make a lot more sense to you.
Okay.
Yeah. I still, Sarah, want to get to Esoteric Ebb. Do you think that's one of those that like when we have our, prologue to the Game of the Year debate, that's one of those where you're like, I need more people to for sure have played Esoteric Ebb before we go in there for the 210s?
You absolutely should check Esoteric Ebb out.
Yeah.
The way I've been staring at the art for Esoteric Ebb for months in my list of games to play, and it's just
I bought it. I have it downloaded. I just need to
Fix your brain.
Yeah.
Just lock in, get in that space.
I mean, it's hard to step into a game like Esoteric Ebb because, like, you know it'll be good. Mm-hmm. But it's like both of these games aren't games that you can play passively.
Yes.
Because then you'll, like, come across something and you're like, well, I don't remember. And it's easy to fall out of them.
Yep.
So it's definitely, they're both non-passive games.
But what I heard is that Esoteric Ebb is not that 50-hour commitment. It's in a more reasonable.
Yeah, unless you want to, like, play it again, but be like, instead of doing like a charisma run, I'm going to do a strength run, because there will be like, two people's playthroughs might not be the same.
Right. Yeah. And it's nice to see that Esoteric Ebb is like seemingly found an audience, like it has like over 6,000 reviews on Steam, which is like, okay, like they're cooking over there. It's still sitting at overwhelmingly positive. But yeah, Banquet for Fools is the other recommendation.
Dinner for Schmucks. We get a lot of jokes about that. Is that well-trod territory in the chat, Sarah?
Was that what?
Banquet for Fools, Dinner for Schmucks. I felt like it was just right there, and we were all.
Oh, it was right there. Oh, okay.
It was all in our.
We were all being gentlemen, but Leo has to break the seal with the Dinner for Schmucks reference, as relevant as ever, obviously.
If it's mentionable, it's manageable.
That's right. You know how some games, like Sarah's games, are always like really smart, and you're like a sophisticated gamer who can take notes, and you can be a better person if you really lock in this miraculous way. But what about the complete opposite of that? What if there was something that was just idiot proof as humanly possible? Like one game called Pictonico, everybody. Pictonico. Now, I know what you're saying. Odd to say a Nintendo game is one of the most underrated games of the year, but that's what I'm saying, everybody. I feel like this is so far below people's radar, but the basic idea is Nintendo, when seemingly they're getting out of the mobile market, they're pulling Mario Kart mobile, like they're not going to develop that anymore. It seems like they're not really making a big push in mobile, except for they just released WarioWare for phones on iOS and Android with Pictonico. It is from the WarioWare team. It is like a well-done WarioWare game, especially considering the last couple I really have liked on the Switch, but they've definitely shaken up the WarioWare format. I mean, I guess with going back to smooth moves, with kind of swinging stuff around with the Joy-Cons, or then actually having a character on screen that you're moving around with, get it together before that. But this just feels like classic WarioWare touched style gameplay. And the big hook with this game from Nintendo is that it is pulling from your photos on your phone. So it is like taking...
That could be dangerous.
Well, here's...
Not with me personally.
No,
wait, do I upload? Yeah, like, do I like tell them which ones they take? Or they just grab
This is the push and pull. So it is...
Okay.
It is something that I should be allergic to. My skin is half crawling as I'm playing with it.
Is this because you're like, I get to look at photos of my kids?
How dare you?
Is that
just
where we're going at
because
with
it's a
this?
game starring my children has nothing to do with me liking this era.
No, be so honest. Is that what it is?
This is the push and pull of this game that I think is really fascinating because, yeah, you know what? It is freaking charming when it's just like, hey, it's my daughter in a wacky WarioWare game. I do kind of like that. That is fun. It does, I think, in this year, being as internet savvy as of course we all are, it does give you the heebie-jeebies a little bit of like, I don't like that idea of these photos just being in there. But to your point, Janet, they handle it, I think, as well as they can handle it. Of like, when you put it up, it's like, hey, which folder on your phone do you want us to pull these from? And I think the way to do it...
Okay.
Yeah. So if you don't want to be fully creeped out by it, it's like, hey, you just have some friends over. You want to have a classic Pictonico night. It's like, let's just take like 20 silly photos of us, put it in a separate folder, and then have it only pull from that.
Did you do that?
No, I said take it all. Because there's a weird level of like, don't trust any corporation, but if you have to
You're
trusting the house that
Also, the thing is, the reason I wouldn't want them to take it all is not even because I'm on some jank stuff. It's like, oh, the screenshot from my Capital One bank. You know, it's like, I don't know what to, you know what I mean?
Unless your social security number is
all
a
my
face.
backup codes that I just take screenshots of.
Yeah, the embargo for that game that I need to remember.
It's been my lock screen 20 mini games in a row.
It's like, it is always pulling faces is the thing. But I think... The thing is, like, I guess I trust Nintendo over any company when it comes to this. Like, I feel like this is a walled garden. You can go in your settings and, like, erase it very easily.
Of any company, you trust Nintendo?
When it comes to
safe
privacy,
space, I would give Nintendo my social security number because they gave me Mario. So I can understand.
Wait, Lucy, I mean, look, you should be skeptical of all this stuff, but is there a company...
I'm skeptical of everything. It's just Nintendo, to me, is never really, like, I don't know, like, they can't really figure their online stuff out. I don't really trust them with the online privacy aspect of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have great people working on it, Nintendo. I'm being facetious, but also...
Well, I mean, if it's coming from the WarioWare team, I think I trust Wario, the game developer, as is canon.
Yeah,
WarioWare Inc. Like,
but be honest, Ben, if there weren't any pictures of, like, your kids in your phone and it was just, like... Would it still be fun?
Sarah, stop trying to make this a dad thing. No, it'd be unplayable if it was just random stupid people. I mean, yeah, WarioWare is fun. It just feels like the evolution of the Game Boy camera, which I really loved back in the day. And even though I agree, a little creepy, it is twisted and fun to play this game because people's faces will pop up in these WarioWare games. I'm like, I don't remember who that is.
I love how spicy this got. Like, every other part was like, here's a game I like. That sounds cool. And then we're like, Ben, you're losing your identity to Nintendo.
Right. I guess they can take it, but it is a weird feeling of like, it feels like you're gamifying your entire life. Because I have like 8,000 photos going back for so long. So there are just faces that pop up. I'm like, is this somebody from the background of some picture? Or is this like a friend that I met at a party and forgot about?
I literally can't, as somebody who like doesn't take a lot of photos.
Yeah, why? What do you got?
Yeah, let's look. That's all luck.
I looked 35,100.
Oh, lordy. So this game would be like triple as good for you.
You're so funny for that.
I mean, how many, hang on, let me just type in Peanut, that's my cat, cat one, 4,100 pictures.
Oh my God.
Jelly Bean, 1,400. But I think it's because...
Sorry, Jelly Bean.
Sorry, I got Jelly Bean later.
Okay, that's fair.
Classic
That's fair. That's
second
valid.
kid.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah,
great
yeah.
name.
Thank you.
That is solid. Yeah.
I have 20,000 photos.
Okay.
I use an app called Swipe Wipe every day, and it shows you all the pictures you've taken
Yeah.
on that day. So I just kind of go through and get rid of the.
Do you know what had happened to me with why the photos got out of control? Is because I decided, you know what, I'm going to start scrapbooking. That's going to be so fun. It's a physical hobby. You can make people look at it when they come over. It's like the great. And I did that for last year up through like GDC. Girl, the way I'm back for like last year, like I'm backlogged like a year in memories, and I'm like, well, I can't clean out the photos because I need to print some of them, and now I'm in a hell of my own making. So
You got to make that a
but
New Show
it
Plus
prepared me
show.
for
That's
this
the only way
game.
that's happening.
Yeah, that's what
I know, but I'm tired of using New Show Plus to dig myself out of the pits that I create for myself.
Hey, fall to the level of our systems.
I hope you enjoy
Like, please vote for this. My life is spiraling in shambles.
Yeah, vote for this new show I'm pitching next week for New Show Plus. It's vacuuming my living room. You guys are really going to like it. So it is a weird feeling. I understand that to go into this like this, but it is well done. Like, it is the WarioWare team, and it is like, it has that level of polish. And so it's like free, and then you can pay $7 for like a whole tier of games. And it's like, hey, you can pay $6 and we'll give you 30 more micro games going through this. And I'm like, it is kind of charming, but it is damning at the same time.
They got me again.
They won't stop getting you. But like, it is kind of damning that like Wario is not in this. Wario's name is not in this. Like, are they losing
He didn't
faith
want to be associated. That's damn.
Yeah, Mario's like.
for privacy concerns? But Pictonico, it is cool. Like, if you're not
Apparently,
weirded
you
out by
get
it.
3 of the games for free,
Okay.
and then you have to pay to get more.
Yeah, which that would be fine, but realistically, like, the randomness is what you want, I think, from one of these games. So I think it's worth $7 if you want to have a separate folder and all that stuff and really manage it in a way. Otherwise, you can just let her rip and have a great time.
The marketing line is confusing to me. It's like, your photo's now a game. Your photo, now a game? It's just your photo's now a game.
Haven't you heard the
Your
good news?
photos.
I feel like
We hear for you from Succession.
Yeah, 100%. We here for you.
But yeah, Janet.
How did you find this? Wait, sorry, we're spending so much time on this, but
Pictonico?
like, yeah, like, was it just like you check the?
I remember seeing it in like a
'Cause
Nintendo Direct, and I
On
said,
the
I want
App
to
Store.
play this, and now I know.
I forget it. Yeah, if it was in a direct, I guess it might have been, but I think it's just like anything that's
And then I'm done
Wario-
asking about Pictonico.
I get it. I get it. If it's just
Even
like,
the icon doesn't say Nintendo to me.
yeah. I think it's just anything that's like WarioWare adjacent. Like, I'm such a fan of that series. It's like they're doing something weird on your phone with WarioWare. I am curious to check it out. I just feel like there's kind of like an undercurrent out there, just digging around for reviews of like the people that have played it are like, why aren't people talking about Nintendo's best WarioWare that's come out in a long time? It just happens to be on phone.
When this hits
Saying
the
that.
210s, there's gonna be a
Screenshot that comment
bloodbath.
for me.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you a bunch of links. Why the skepticism, Sarah? Why not have some fun with a face?
I'm just trying to figure out who the audience is, and I feel like it's gotta be like, what are you, Gen X?
How dare
And-
you? I don't know.
I'm sorry you're catching the brunt of it, Ben, but I think in general more when people are saying we do need a random receipt checks on that. So we're all a little more careful about
The streets is saying.
right.
Yeah, we can find
me the
somebody.
cross streets.
We can find somebody.
Damn, I runs the streets all the time, so I can't back this play. I need to be able to just say the streets are telling me.
Lucy,
One person in Twitch chat.
will you save us by talking about Lost and Found Company?
Yeah. Oh, I recently, in the past couple of years, because of my former colleague Kurt Indovina, have become more interested in hidden object games. I sort of didn't realize how comforting they can be.
Yeah.
And a really good brain switch off game. Kurt specializes in hopers, so hidden object puzzle adventures more. Lost and Found Co. is just a hidden object game where you play as someone who, I think you're a duck and you're turned into a human or something. There's something magical about it.
That's it. Yeah, your name is Ducky, of course. Yeah.
Duck, oh, of course. Yeah, basically you work for an agency that helps people find lost things. And the thing that got this on my radar is I found it in a Next Fest. It would have been like 2 Next Fests ago when it was maybe in. And I was like, wow, there's just so much color. There's so much detail. Everything is so charming. And then you get into it and it's just magical and sometimes fiendish in how it hides things. Even when you think you've got all the clues that it could possibly give you, you're like, I'm still stumped by this. But no, it's great. And there's also a little like room decoration thing in the middle of it. So, and all the characters are really funny and quirky. And it's just a nice time. It's one of those games where it's just sit back and relax and just try and find stuff like cute little foxes or, a drink or something that a barman's made. So
yeah, I'm with you there. We're like, I think I hear hidden object game. I'm like, I think I know what that's going to be like. I'm sure it's satisfying, but how far can I really push it? And so I jumped into this today and it's like, oh yeah, the presentation really goes a long way. Like they're really going hard on the animation and the characters and stuff in a way. It's like, oh yeah, it is kind of elevating this overall experience that could be really simplified and streamlined.
Yeah. Have you played it, Janet?
Yeah, I have. This is one of those ones that I was kind of referring to earlier with like where the art style matters. I think art style so matters in hidden object games. I also caught that bug a couple of years ago where I was like, wait, this is like one of my favorite genres. Like I love them and I'm always seeking them out. Yeah, I think the art's beautiful. I think the thick line work really gives it a like illustrated coloring book kind of look to it. Definitely my favorite part of it. And I like that a big point of contention, I feel like, in the hidden object space is whether or not you need, because you can click on things and they'll have little animations, little sounds. Like in general, that's very common for hidden object games. But sometimes hidden object games require you to click on something for it to be interacted with, and then that's where the object is. So it'd be like you click on a cup and it like spills, and then that's where the object is, might be an example. One thing I like about this game is that it denotes which things are going to be hidden within another thing. So they kind of have a little icon of like, oh, the cat has like a star, and it's like, okay, the cat is like hidden inside something, and that just kind of helps because it's the worst when you're just like carefully scanning and then it becomes a game of, I guess I just click on everything until I find it. So I think they manage that in a pretty solid way.
Yeah. Big summer update came out about a month ago for it as well. So they added more levels and such.
Do you think that the hidden object genre is just going to continue to quietly blossom on Steam? Do you think anyone's ever going to try like a AAA hidden object game? Or is that just Magic Chameleon?
I just want I Spy Spooky Mansions. I want an I Spy Spooky Mansions remake. Because I was
the level of Capcom Resident Evil 4 remake,
Exactly.
Yeah. I was hooked on those I Spy books as a kid, and that's where I like remembered, wait, I like this activity. Kind of situation.
They had, old PC games that I played, and I Spy Spooky Mansions is my favorite. But I really like that they used real objects, and I'm sure they exist, but I would love to see like the real objects diorama I Spy game comeback.
Right. Ooh, you get the Phonopolis developers to get all those gizmos and gadgets they have.
Who owns the I Spy IP? You're leaving money on the table.
Come on, man.
And then twisting it in 3D to like peek behind the corners.
Ooh, little peek.
My friend got it set up for our friends meetup for us to play I Spy Spooky Mansion, and we all had an app on our phones where we could each be a mouse, and we had 8 cursors on screen at the same time.
That's fun.
That sounds incredible.
Most fun ever, yeah. It was so great.
That's ridiculous. Hang on, what's this in the chat? Oh, are those receipts about somebody on Blue Sky saying that Pictonico is the best game of 2026? I'll be damned.
I honestly feel like we can't
Ben's burner.
trust those on Blue Sky.
It's Giovanni. He was at Polygon. He knows what he's talking about. You calling him a liar? I don't think so. All these receipts are drowning me. Just like I'm drowning in savings from our dear friends at HelloFresh, everybody. Leo, you know how you like cooking nice varied food?
Yeah.
But you just can never have the time to go out to the grocery store and buy a bunch of stuff and push your boundaries. What if just a big box of good stuff was delivered at your door and you got to push your culinary boundaries, but in an easy, comforting kind of way? How about that?
How about that?
Well, that's what HelloFresh is for, my dear boy. With HelloFresh, you can cook up bold flavors from around the world without ever leaving your darn home. With HelloFresh, savoring new flavors from around the world isn't just delicious, it's simple and it's wholesome now. They made cooking wholesome, Janet Garcia. HelloFresh makes cooking effortless so you can always look forward to a homemade meal. With HelloFresh, no 2 meals will be the same. You can choose from over 80 global recipes every single month, including Vietnamese, Moroccan, Caribbean, and more. Try unique ingredients like lemongrass, curry paste that are pre-portioned just for you. They're here to make cooking as easy as possible and as delicious as possible. HelloFresh is truly awesome. If you got the pre-portioned ingredients ready to go, it could not be easier. So you can go to HelloFresh.com/MinnMax10FM now to get 10 free meals plus a free breakfast for life, 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on the first box, new subscribers only, varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/MinnMax10FM to get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life. They want you to know that nothing hits like home cooking with an extra boost from HelloFresh. So shout out, link in the description if you want some delicious stuff. I love using it all the time. Oh, hey, oh, hey, look at this. Everybody gather around. Look at this podcasting. The next game is called Creature Kitchen from the Rat Zone.
my God.
The complete opposite of
From the
HelloFresh.
Rat Zone.
That's the developer's name. They chose it.
Developed and published by the Rat Zone.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
want anything from the Rat Zone. They can keep whatever they have.
Yeah, but
I
once you
want
see
everything
this
from the
Creature
Rat Zone.
Kitchen.
I don't know what about rats just speaks to me when it's video gamified. But the Creature Kitchen, I maybe was told about this game from my colleagues at the Indie Council, where I feel like everyone there knows every single indie game that's ever come out. But
Right.
I also heard it on Rebel FM get talked about a couple months ago. It's made to look like old school PS2 horror aesthetic, but it's like it's more like spooky setting. It's not like a scary game. It's just like a spooky setup with like fun, cute little animations. But basically, you are tasked with taking care of this home, like over like the night, and you're meant to like take care of the creatures that are in the forest. It's like a home in like a shed in the woods, and you are sort of given like it's like family creature photo album where it involves like having a picture of the creature. It'll list like the kinds of foods they like, and then when you provide them the foods, it'll like be like, you're done with that, and then you'll gain usually something. Either it's like an extra ingredient, unlocking more of the house to like get more stuff, and that's generally the progression. It is very much a like chill, straightforward, dumb friendly puzzle game. Like it's a fun experience regardless, but it is definitely like if you're looking for more like intense environmental puzzles, like you might be a little disappointed in it. But if you're just like, I enjoy doing puzzles and I like cooking games, I like seeing little weirdos in the woods, because it's kind of a mix of like regular animals where it's like this is just a raccoon, and then also like strange beings. Like there's I'm trying to think of one that isn't one of my favorites, but there are just like some more mystical creatures that can like appear, and it just has like a lot of nice little
page, and
details.
this man looks like a tooth, like
Perfect.
The pants guy. Okay, yeah,
Oh, the pants,
he's my
okay.
favorite. Yeah, he's
in
a pair
the
of
trailer.
pants. And some of them are a little bit cuter too, where it's you know, some of them are like more straightforward with like the hints, but then some of them like you'll get doled out in different orders, because it kind of like has a little bit of freedom on how you're going to progress. I sort of describe this as if Grun is a very baby version of the Outer Wilds, this is a
my
baby
God.
version of Grun. And this is still like fun. I really enjoyed it, but that's kind of the
okay.
level of challenge you're looking at.
How long?
So these are
Really
the
fun.
nesting dolls to get to.
Yeah, yeah. Which it's important for me to parse out, because I'm puzzle challenged, so I gotta like navigate where I am in the puzzle space a bit. Length, could probably be beaten in about like 2.5 hours, but I took 4. Kind of the theme of
No
these
judgment
games.
here.
I'm
No
always
judgment
taking
here.
double. Look, when you stream, you answer a question, you
I
forget
get
what
it.
you're doing.
I get it.
Again, a little bit. Some things took me a little longer than they should have. Let's not look at the VOD, but yeah, it's a fun time.
That's sweet. Yeah, it's one of those sitting at overwhelmingly positive reviews, and it's $8. And it's like, yeah, it looks freaking sweet. And raccoons are really having a moment right now too. So if you play a game with a creepy raccoon in the woods, it seems like a great time for it.
Don't miss raccoons, guys.
Guys, seriously, raccoons, give them a second look. Do you like raccoons, Leo?
Of course. I made a funny joke about one last night. Let me try and remember.
Okay, let's all go back.
We were on a double date. My wife said something about, and I've seen Leo eat all kinds of crap. You know, as like he wouldn't even eat this, and I said I've eaten stuff that'd make a raccoon blush.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah, that was relevant.
Brought the house down.
I love that you feel comfortable sharing. I think that's beautiful.
You gotta share bad jokes every once in a while.
You got to share what's true.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's true is there's more people at MinnMax than meets the eye that are on this podcast that also had some hidden gems from this year that they wanted to get
cute.
shot out. Like Jacob Geller, he had a couple where it's like, oh, I can't believe I missed this. Vital Shell is a game that he really wanted to plug from earlier this year. Steam describes it as a single-player, top-down arena shooter that puts you in control of mechs, inspired by classic fantasy archetypes. And I was like, oh, it looks like a top-down version of like Xenogears multiplayer combined with Vampire Survivors or something. But it does look awesome, called Vital Shell. Then another one that's in early access, I believe, that Jacob wanted to shout out is Core Breaker, which is a fast-paced action platformer with roguelike elements, which sounds like so many games, but this one is standing out in the early phases for Jacob with Core Breaker there. Jeffem wanted to scream about a couple games that he talked about on the podcast before, but Gambonanza, which is the chess roguelike. He still really loves that one. And then Minos, which is that tower defense roguelike that had a really cool presentation.
Minotaur.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Mythology's huge these days. Check out Minos as a good alley-oop, of course. And then Kyle really enjoyed Ratcheteer DX, which was a Playdate game that got pulled out and expanded on Steam. And Kyle says, Mina stole a lot of its Game Boy Zelda-inspired thunder, and it's not as good as Mina, but Ratcheteer DX is really solid. So thanks, Kyle. Also, full disclosure, Ratcheteer DX was on the supporter slideshow a while ago for MinnMax here too. But yeah, plenty of good games. Leave a comment below for other stuff that we need to get to before the end of the year, which is a good reminder. Bonus Pod. The next episode of Bonus Pod, we're going to be collecting community suggestions, kind of midway check-in with Haley. So the community in the Discord can share their picks for underappreciated gems from 2026 so we can try and comb through this vast desert. Not a desert. What's the opposite of a desert, Leo?
Oasis.
I guess it's Oasis.
Sorry, you didn't ask me.
Ocean,
Never mind.
Just
I never
ocean.
rescind my answer.
Ocean, yeah, Oasis, Ocean. Basically, there's too many games
rainforest?
out there.
Or Old Country Buffet.
Yeah, this vast old country buffet
Rainforest
of games.
Cafe.
Yeah, this Rainforest Cafe.
Rainforest Cafe. That's what it is.
Of games
Abundance.
that's gaming in
How many podcasters
2026.
does it take to make one joke? You know, am I right?
So support us on Patreon, then jump in. You can submit your suggestion, and then that'll be an upcoming episode of Bonus Pod to help wade through some good stuff because there's too many good games that came out already this year. Good Story Guild. Do you all know Good Story Guild? They do audiobooks, nonfiction, stuff like that. They've been nominated for a ton of awards, things like that, for stuff like Josie's Lonely Hearts Club and In Media Res. But they want you to know that they're starting to release games on Steam, like a new narrative adventure game called Cat Secretary. Save the company, stop the AI takeover, boop all the office supplies. When a stray cat got hired by a multinational entertainment conglomerate obsessed with infinite growth, they had no idea there would be a dark side. It's not all scritches and treats for Dox's first feline employee, they say. There's a conspiracy to replace the human employee with robots, and the more they unravel the plot, the more the little paws get tangled in this malicious thread. Featuring a fully voice-acted cast, including Sam Beert, Kyle Prue, and more, you can join the fight against generative AI and support this 100% human-powered project by adding Cat Secretary to your Steam wishlist and playing the demo on Steam today. So thanks to Good Story Guild out there. And hey, Leo Vader, do you know how this whole thing operates by chance?
If you give me like 3 hours, it'll come to me.
Okay, Janet, you want to take a stab at this one?
Oh, is it game recommendations?
Mainly game recommendations that people like, and if they like the game, then they're like, oh, I guess I like that podcast. Oh, I guess I like that podcast. Maybe I can unlock a benefit over on Patreon by going to patreon.com/MinnMax with 2 N's. Like
Get Forestrike for a limited time.
Right. If you jump into any tier before this coming Tuesday, get a good game like Forestrike. That seems like a good deal. I want to keep these folks around. We'd appreciate it. That's right, everybody. Patreon. So you can jump in there, find a tier that's right for you. And
Joe right over there.
Joe right over there. But shout out as well to our dear friends at I'm8bit. They want everybody to know about the Sonic the Hedgehog Legacy Cartridge Collection. You can get Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 in a retro cartridge that still works on a Genesis. It's frickin' sweet, but it's to celebrate the birthday of Sonic 35th anniversary. And 1 in 8 cartridges light up, fueled by Chaos Emerald Energy Syrup, Ozorski. Whoa! So check out I'm8bit's wonderful online store. It is overflowing with good stuff. If you're a dork, if you're listening to this podcast, you might be dork adjacent. And if you're a dork adjacent person, I promise you'll love I'm8bit's wonderful online store. So go there and find something that's right for you. And if it's under $100.
Joe over there and get Sonic the Hedgehog vinyl.
Did I stutter? But you can use the promo code SUMMERDAYS. Summer Days. Check out how it's spelled in the description, but days as in DAZE for 10% off of everything under $100. And you should help support I'm8bit because they support the MinnMax community in a huge way by shipping out a prize each and every week to whoever's the best question. So Lucy, we need you to pay attention to each and every community question submitted here and then choose that number one obvious best question. They're going to win a Kentucky Route Zero vinyl soundtrack. Thanks to our dear friends at I'm8bit. It's a good one. Okay, community questions. Felix Diaz writes in. Cool name. They say, question for Lucy, if you'll accept it. Fellow Nine Inch Nails fan here. After Intergalactic, what dream game project do you wish Trent works on next? I love calling him Trent.
Trent. Well, I mean, Trent and Atticus.
Of course,
please.
Mr. Man.
Of course. He is a full member of Nine Inch Nails. Oh, man. If I could be selfish, I would just love an official... Sorry, my cats are being fed. That's that noise.
Oh, it sounds like it's like sucking food through a straw. Is the sound that's coming through.
There's no good place in my apartment to have their food thing, and so I have it in my office, and then I forget, and then when it's 12:30 every day, and I'm on a call, I'm like, yes, there we go. Okay, so an actually good Beat Saber Nine Inch Nails pack.
Okay.
Because some of those beats would be incredible, and I mean there are ways. If you get what I mean. But doing the boys
will
noise.
You chill? We're gonna get in trouble. Keep it down.
Beat Saber, call me. If they did the 9 Inch Noise album on Beat Saber, I think it would absolutely rip. But in terms of like, what game would even be? Oh man, imagine if they did like a Persona or something. I don't know, something like really weird or unexpected. Because the thing is that they could do anything.
Yeah.
Based on what they have done in the past in terms of the industrial, or if you are thinking about their movie score work, and then they did Soul.
Oh, right.
I don't know, they could do it. I mean, who knows what Intergalactic is even going to be. I love the fact that they are doing a full score, because they've done bits and pieces for games before. Obviously, they've done Quake. And like a theme from Call of Duty Black Ops 2 or something they did the theme for.
That's hilarious.
But in terms of like an actual game score that's not out in the 90s, I can't wait to hear what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say something like a Persona or something like super dark. Maybe not a horror game.
I mean, Persona 6
Like a
teaser was
traditional
pretty
game?
dark, you know? Like, I think that'd be cool. Okay, I'm very naive with everything in the world, so treat me as if I'm a babe in the woods. But, like, I don't understand when they announce, like, hey, Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor are doing the soundtrack for all these movies versus 9 Inch Nails is doing the soundtrack. Like, how many more people is that? Is there really a distinction between what the soundtracks really feel like?
So I don't know, because they announced this thing. So, like, their score stuff typically... Well, that's the thing. It does have words in it. It does have lyrics, because the Challenges soundtrack...
Yeah.
Compress Repress is them singing on it with Mara Queen. But then, like, I guess Tron Ares was an actual Nine Inch Nails album.
Right.
It had more than, like, actual songs that they released. Rock Song of the Year at the Grammys. And then, I don't know.
Okay. If the biggest fan in the world
maybe
is
maybe it's just like the
that's...
vibe. Like, you know, this sounds more like a Nine Inch Nails versus this sounds, you know, less industrial.
Or
I
maybe,
honestly don't know.
I mean, maybe it's like a more recent thing. Maybe they just feel like Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor doing soundtracks has gotten played out, and now it does have a bigger impact when it's like 9 Inch Nails is doing the soundtrack. It's something like, oh, it's a breath of fresh air for this whole thing. This is,
or maybe it could have been because it was like the way that Daft Punk did Legacy, and they were like, okay, this is the band is doing it versus the two individuals.
Funky,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any composers that are better to work to, by the way, than just like soundtracks from Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor? I just feel like you put any of their soundtracks on in the background, you're going to get twice as much done.
Oh yeah, I mean Jack Wall, the old Mass Effect soundtracks for sure, particularly Mass Effect 2. Depending on the day, Red Dead.
Okay, yeah,
Red
you
Dead.
can be productive with Red Dead. Yeah, if you're building a house in particular.
I was going to say, you put that house building song on repeat.
Hell yeah. Try and stop me from building a house. It's basically a how-to manual. I don't even watch YouTube tutorials. I just listen to that song.
What are you doing?
I remember trying to listen to the Red Dead 2 soundtrack while working soon after it came out, and I was like, this is making me too emotional. But maybe I have enough distance from it
Red
now.
Dead 1 is for me. That's the one that I'm just
for
like,
sure.
Yeah.
Actually, Westworld too. Westworld, if you put those soundtracks together, is really good because you get the mix of, oh, I know this one. Yeah, this one's like fake plastic trees or something. And then it's just Western or whatever music from Sweetwater.
Yeah.
Sweetwater? Is that the place?
No one remembers. That show's like
I used to have it. I used to do a companion show, so I should remember.
Wait, really? Like an official companion show?
No, the GameSpot one.
Oh, okay. Still not bad.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was good. People liked it. People watched it. Unfortunately, though, we started with season 3.
Oh no!
Oh wait, no. I think we did a bunch. I think we did a bunch of season 2 as well. But we definitely having to cover a show like Westworld and Game of Thrones. I had to do the Game of Thrones companion show too. When the show quality takes such a nosedive and you are still having to look for Easter eggs and stuff, and you're like, oh my god, any modicum of joy that I had about this show has just been ripped from my brain.
What do you think is like the most underrated GameSpot show? A show that you're like, this is good, damn it. Why don't people watch this over the last several years?
The Kurt Locker.
Kurt Locker. That's like the essay stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one
Kurt's essay shows.
he shot it with like 400 cameras and camera angles. I remember just being like, this is such a production for an essay. This is ridiculous.
And he does the vast majority of it himself.
That's very impressive.
He's very, very talented. Yeah, Kurt Locker, for sure.
He's GameSpot's Trent Reznor, I guess is what we're trying to say.
Oh, he is. And I'm going to text him that immediately because he will absolutely hate that. Hang on. I will let you know when he says.
All right,
Hang on.
Pork Bun Powered writes in the meantime. Hang on, while you're testing him, I'm going to find more people raving about Pictonico or whatever the hell that game was called online. Pork Bun Powered writes
The
in.
source you had for that, by the way, was one person's post, and then a follow-up of 5 replies that were all like, what are you talking about? You lose it.
You've been deleted from Blue Sky for an opinion too wrong. Pork Bun Powered says, I was very impressed by the Steam Machine, but its small form factor ultimately wasn't enough to justify the price to performance ratio to me. For those in the same camp, how small does the Steam Machine need to go before you're like, well, damn, I guess I got to buy one now? For those people who are already sold, how much more would you be willing to pay for it if it was the size of a baseball or a grape? I like that idea. I'm like,
I would lose it.
Right.
I have 2 cats. If it was that big.
Yeah. Oh, but then
Wait,
it could be like Men in Black. Like it could be like Orion's belt. You know, like it could be on the cat collar. You could just keep your Steam Machine there, I think.
It could be a very expensive vet bill. Wait, who among you has a Steam Machine? I've never even seen one in person, so I can't speak to it.
I think only
Do any
Janet,
of us have one?
Janet has one on the way.
Not yet. Yeah. Because it'd be great to even hold it. Because I'm trying to conceptualize the size. There definitely is a too small though. Loses the Cats is a great poll. I think the smallest where it's like this is still cool is maybe the size of like those really thick Post-it blocks that come with like a million Post-its.
Yeah, right.
That might be too small still.
Exactly
yes.
that.
Lucy, I was literally thinking of the thing that came in the free Hellraiser or whatever that came in the SGF tote bag. Yeah, we all know this one. Yeah, I think that's as small as you can have it. Because at a certain point, it does become too tiny.
It becomes inconveniently small. But right now, it is like, I think that cute sub GameCube level, I think, is kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah, if it was like
now.
any bigger than what it is, I would get kind of like weirded out by it, I fear.
Okay.
Because then it's like, I feel like a cube can only be so big before it becomes a box. I want a cube.
Say more about that. Say more about that.
Speak on that.
No, because you are onto something. Wait, why is that so true?
Proverb.
I do think that like this is a cursed statement, but I think we all know it's true. I just come back to that IKEA Kallax shelf. How's it fitting in that shelf? Because I think too big is when I can't put it in the shelf anymore. That would definitely be way too big.
Yeah, and PS5 is on the bubble.
PS5, I really wish that thing was smaller.
I know.
Because that thing's sitting behind my TV next to like an air purifier. I never look at it.
We haven't gotten used to it yet.
No, I hung my TV on the wall, and so the PS5 is there. It's in my cabinet, but you have to see it.
You gotta experience it, yeah.
But also, I have a full size PC tower in my living room, so I wouldn't look at me as a barometer of taste. Because I'm just like, there it is. I was talking to someone who was like, I can help you, put that in a nicer case. And I was like, yeah, I probably should.
But it is what it is.
What kind of case is it in now?
Was this like a trusted individual? Is that kind of shady to be like, I can help that not look bad?
No. She actually does it professionally. She's a content creator.
Okay.
Her name's Sarah, and she does it professionally. And she was like, I can help you do this. And I was like, you're so right, and that's very kind of you. But I need to live with my mistakes. But I will probably hair up and be like, yeah, please help me, because
this is like when I sent Sarah my PC specs, and Sarah's like, this thing is bad and old. I was like, oh god,
I didn't say that.
Check the text.
No, my
we
PC,
can't check. We don't have the select level.
I'm literally having an issue where my graphics card just like, I don't know, something happens. My screen just keeps going black, and then the fans whir, and I'm losing my mind.
Oh no.
So,
jeez.
Steam Machine it up. Join the future, the small, unadjustable future. Richard Hayes writes in, they say, would you enter a game jam? like GMTK this Wednesday the 22nd to Sunday the 26th. Well, I'll be damned. Yeah, anybody tempted
Should save that till after we said yes and then say prove it.
Yeah, exactly. It's happening right here, right now.
I have entered a game jam before.
Yeah, me too.
I've been around. I've reported from the scenes of a game jam once. Like I think one that Peter Molyneux was judging, but like 15 years ago.
Oh, fun.
I would like to do it. Yeah.
Sarah, what was your jam situation? Was it like solo?
Mine was
group?
just like in college. It was college, and it was like, I don't remember what the theme was, but yeah, it was just a college one. But that was one where we only had like 12 hours or something. Like it was, I like the ones that kind of go for like a month maybe, so people can really like iterate on things. But yeah, that was like a really, really fast one.
Because what was the one they used to do on the train from
The train
Oh
jam.
yeah, that's so cool. The
Train Jam?
Yeah.
I think it was
It was
just called Train Jam.
Yeah.
That's such a fun idea. I like how like thematic that feels.
Yeah. Have you ever done that train ride? It is awesome.
I have. Yeah.
So cool. I love a train. I love a train.
It is nice.
Me too.
And speaking of Distro Plus, I was thinking, is that a fun Distro Plus? Is just we go for a long train ride in Minnesota?
Like the Amtrak trains?
Yeah, whatever. We'd find some cool train and take it to a cool spot and then edit down the highlights of looking out the
Because
window.
I think like Charge Shot on the Amtrak, but then it's like spoilers for the Charge Shot. But that's what I would
well,
have
then
to
we'll
be.
never, ever do it no matter what.
That's the problem. So then it's like, you kind of put me, I got caught up. I don't know what to do here.
Leah, you did a game jam? What'd you do?
Yeah, I did one that I just made something in Game Maker. The theme was falling, and I made a game about like office trust falls, but it was kind of like you're just moving left to right catching this boss, and there's kind of a story that plays out there. And I won best use of theme.
Whoa. Ooh. With a little twister.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's really cool.
And then I entered another one, and I was a little more ambitious with it, and I ended up having like a total panic attack. It really, I really could not crest the problems I had to. So if I were to do it again, I'd love to do it like in person, in a group, set aside the weekend to really lock in on it.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Chuck Zitch writes in, they say, if teleportation became a normal thing for everyone, how do you think it would change the world?
Well, what I mean, yeah, airports, air travel, car travel,
All
entire
gone.
industries reliant on oil, kind of crumbling.
What did
Let's make it light, guys. Make it light. I'd get to see my family more. I'd get to see my family more. That'd be
look at
nice.
that.
Hey,
And I
we'd all get to see each other more.
Guess.
Podcast
Yeah.
in person every week?
Podcast in person every week.
Yeah.
That's true.
I sometimes when I get bored, I do little hypotheticals in my mind, and it's like every time I think about if teleportation was a thing, like what would be the trade-off? Do you lose like a day of your life every time you
Oh,
teleport?
that's good.
Because there's a Stephen King book or a short story called The Jaunt, where I haven't read it, but my friends were raving about it, and it's on my list. My friend Emily, I swear to God, I will read it. But it's basically like teleportation. You can't be awake while doing it, and so when they were developing it, they were testing it on prisoners to see what it would be like. Yeah,
That's a good premise. I think it's kind of the Star Trek rules of the limitation would be like, technically you're destroying your body and it's being recreated in a new location. So if you're into the whole soul thing, that's kind of out the window, so it's like, if you're just willing to be like, F it, I notice no difference, even though technically I'm dying and being rebuilt, like that's probably the cool dividing line.
what if it's the Nightcrawler thing, at least in X-Men 2, X-Men United, where he has to see where he's going?
Is that what it is? Is that the rule?
I'm not sure if that's X-Men Broad, but they did that in the movie. And so that's why when he manages to get in, because he needs to see where he's going. So that just sounds like a really annoying trip over the Atlantic if you have to do that.
Well, now I'm trying to remember. In X-Men 2, you guys, X-Men United?
X-Men United.
Yeah. Is he like peering in the window of the White House? How does he get in the White House, period?
I assume he's just, at the gate and then boop, boop, boop. Because he goes so quickly, he could just...
Okay, I guess so. Yeah, you can kind of leapfrog your way in. That might be the greatest. I mean, I haven't seen it since the theaters, but that might be the greatest opening to a movie of all time.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's so
oh my
freaking
God.
sweet.
X-Men 2 was my whole personality for a long time.
Yeah.
And one time I interviewed Sean Ashmore for, it wasn't the Remedy stuff. I can't remember what other game he was in, but I interviewed him and I asked him like a really weird question about what happened between X-Men 2 and X-Men 3 movies. And he was just like, oh, you're one of those people. Like he didn't say that, but that was the look in his eye, and I was like, yes.
Please.
Was he excited that you were one of those, or was he scared?
He was very nice about it. But I could also tell he maybe didn't get that a lot.
Have you ever talked to David Hayter about it? That seems like something you could do, right? Since he wrote it. Voice of Solid Snake.
Never spoken to David Hayter about it. Wow. Never spoken to David Hayter in general, but I know.
Okay, exciting stuff on the horizon. Get him on the stage.
Well, hey, David Hayter. The Watchmen movie was good.
Wow.
I really liked it.
Look at this.
I think you did a good job.
Fan.
I think you did a good job.
And your movie Wolves, Lucy will monologue about it now. So Juxix, yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. Net positive or negative of teleportation, everybody could instant transmission Goku style.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Leo, if you could flip that switch, would you make that happen? Because it's also going to be a lot of like, I'm teleporting into your bathroom, crime, murder, get away immediately.
For sure. Every leader of every country would die immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's some protocol.
Yeah, there's also that.
I feel like the government would find a way.
Oh, prisons
like
are
the government
problem,
would immediately crack down on it and make it so only billionaires can teleport or something.
100%.
Or like you need to have a teleportation license.
Teleportation visa or something.
Yeah, teleportation visa.
Okay.
Like,
I don't like the idea of like I'm cool with doing like in-person podcasting through teleportation because I've also fantasized about having fast travel in the different places where I work with people. It's like I'd have a spot in Minnesota and I'd have a spot in like San Francisco and I'd have all these different spots and that would be great. And you know, that's one of my daydreams, but I do feel like teleportation, if it was en masse, it would just be shitty jobs being like, now you have to come into the office no matter where you are. And it's like, some people don't want to see you. And frankly, a lot of those people only want to be in the office because they hate their families. Boom, I said it is true.
Interesting.
We all know that one boss guy who is like, he needs a place where he feels like he's in charge, and that is the job that you have to communally do, unfortunately.
The Odyssey in theaters now.
I like that. We tried to say spare your feelings with the whole like it's easier to work from home, can fit stuff into my schedule better, but now you give us no choice. We just don't want to be around you, man.
What's up?
Yeah, your boss who's making you download that Picto whatever game.
Just try it out, you guys. I dare you not to smile. If you see a picture of my daughter, you'll smile too. Mr. Bump writes in, they say, a few weeks ago, you asked something along the lines of, do the kids even know who Rayman is? Do some research and let us know. Well, here it is.
No.
I teach music in a school in New Zealand, and our school has around 350 students. Ages range from 5 to 13. Over the last few weeks, I have surveyed each student to name these video game characters. This is torture. Thank you for doing this, but I'm so sorry for those kids.
On the boots, on the ground research.
That's right. Yes. They say, here are the results. I tried to mix in mostly platformer mascots, some other big icons, and also a few that haven't had big screen adaptations. Okay, here we go. Percentages are the amount of people who could name that character based on New Zealanders 5 to 13, as scientific as it gets. Mario, 97%. Luigi, we're already dropping down to 88%. Bowser, 86%. Sonic, 95%.
Yeah.
Above Luigi, yeah.
Wow.
Tails.
Sonic's
on in
rocket
memes.
to-
Kids love Sonic.
Kids love Sonic. The show is apparently very good.
Tails, 72%. Donkey Kong, 67%. We're getting down to the doldrums here, folks. Kirby, our dear boy Kirby. Janet's cosplaying as Kirby today. 44%. Jack and Daxter. Janet, buckle
Just
up.
mean. It was mean that this person put that in there.
Well, that's a twofer as well. That's tough. But 13% for Jack and Daxter.
That is higher than I would have ever
Yeah, I
imagined.
thought it would be under 10%.
Yeah.
I thought it would be 2%, and that was like a write-in from somebody.
We're saving 2% for Banjo and Kazooie, apparently. I'm sorry. Ratchet and Clank, 27%. PS5 is doing some work
Relatively
there.
recent game.
That movie, right? That one
And
time?
a movie?
Boy, they had a movie that was not great back in 2014. Sackboy. We love the name. Do they love the face? 0% got Sackboy.
Yeah.
That feels right.
Spyro's at 33%.
Haven't thought about Sackboy in a while.
I think about it on a nightly basis. I have his poster above my bed. Mega Man is 10%. Cuphead, 55%. Star
Also had a
Fox.
show.
Yeah. Star Fox at 33%, which, you know, solid from the movie, yes. Yoshi, 77%. Crash Bandicoot, 52%.
Way better than expected.
Way better. Confusing, yeah.
Okay, they re-released the trilogy, like similar with Spyro, and those games, well, Crash less so, but Spyro definitely sold.
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Croc.
Legend of the Gobos. Croc's got to be like 3%.
Who's Croc?
Who is Croc? Our main man, Croc. 3D platformer.
Surely you know the
before
Legend of
Mario
the
64.
Gobos.
The legend. It speaks for itself. It's like when it comes to like the oldest stories known to man, it's like the Odyssey, Epic of Gilgamesh, Legend of the Gobos. It's kind of like those big three.
The Video Game History Foundation, I think it was last year, got a bunch of stuff about Croc. So there's the stuff in the archives.
They're loaded.
I feel like you've seen Croc before, Sarah,
Yeah,
but you just forgot.
Sarah,
which
little
is natural.
Fun history lesson is it was the developers of Star Fox, Argonaut, and they were pitching making a 3D Yoshi game. And then Nintendo's like, no thanks. And they're like, okay. And so they made Croc. And I think it technically came out before Mario 64. Yeah, so it's kind of got a fun place.
Is Croc
history.
good?
No.
It got re-released like remastered and stuff last year or the year before, yeah.
I will be playing it regardless, but I was just curious what I was getting into.
Well, here's a conundrum. This person gives them 0.2% for Croc because literally one kid said, yep, Legend of the Gobos, it's not very good. But the fact that a kid between 5 and 13 said Legend of the Gobos.
Yep.
And the kid also knew it wasn't good. Damning review of Legend of the Gobos.
Wow.
Yeah. Master Chief, 20%. They also accepted Halo as an answer, apparently. Only 5%.
John Halo.
Yeah. 5% knew the actual name of Master Chief. That's interesting. Hitman, 2%, Leo. I guess just calling him Hitman.
But also Hitman, for kids that age, perhaps age appropriate that they don't know Hitman.
It's a good thing that he has.
And it's a cerebral game.
It is.
These kids
Yeah.
are
And also,
freaking
I'm just
out.
saying that because we played Hitman at like those ages, but for the youths, we got to protect the youths.
We do. Among Us thing, they say 89%. Whatever the hell they are.
yeah.
How many of them called it Among Us or something?
Among
It's
Us.
probably a lot of that, yeah. And then generic Fortnite man. Does that mean just kind of like the one that
The
Troy
blonde,
Baker
the blonde
voices?
one, or Peely?
Yeah.
Because Peely's different.
Probably Fortnite blonde guy. 92% knew that was Fortnite.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the big buildup, Rayman. Our Lord and
5%.
Savior. What percent? 5%, Lucy? Mm-hmm. Anybody else got a guess?
I'm going to say 12. They've been doing way more than I thought.
Leo's going $1, Bob. 1%.
That means 5 kids, I believe we've
Okay.
established.
Sarah?
I feel like none.
Sarah Pazorskis, everybody! 0! The goose egg
Wow.
for Rayman. Not a single kid knew who that freak was.
I mean, this is
In the
why so
Sackboy
many
pit.
brands are scrambling to get their IP in Fortnite. Is because if it's
Yeah.
not in Fortnite, the kids aren't going to
don't
know
know.
what it is.
yeah.
Wait, Rabbids are from Rayman, right?
Right. I wonder if they would have a higher number. They would say like
Yeah.
the Rabbids
I
friend
think
or something.
so.
They're minion adjacent, so I think they would do well with
You'd
the
think
kids.
so. So that's Mr. Bump. He ends his email by saying, "Tell Leo I love him and I know what he did." So that's very comforting.
What'd you
Must have been something great.
Yeah, there we go. Echo Rose writes in to say, on Bonus Pod, the companion podcast to the frickin' MinnMax show that Haley hosts at the $5 tier on Patreon. You mentioned In the Mouth of Madness. I saw it earlier this year at a friend's birthday party in the movie theater that is, inexplicably, in his apartment complex. They do not have a gym at this apartment, and they remove the vending machine downstairs, but for some reason they have a private theater you can reserve for free. That's really cool.
That's cool. I know someone, like, there are some things you get in Bay Area apartment complexes that are crazy. So I
Like
believe
what?
that.
What do you mean? What's going on over there?
I'll tell you when we're not on a show because I think it would potentially dox someone.
Okay, all right, I guess that's cool.
But yeah, movie theaters, gyms, like outdoor spaces, pools, like all that kind of stuff just included in,
God.
amenities.
We can't
like a lot
afford
of things
that.
have dog washing stations.
Oh, okay. I can see
Huge.
that.
Oh, interesting.
Huge, yeah.
So Echo says, what's the coolest place you've ever seen a movie?
The Cosm Theater.
The Cosm. It's a
Spelled
theater?
COSM. They have, I think, 2 or 3 locations. It's like it's called mixed reality. They sort of have the screen, and then around the screen is a wide ass screen that sort of has the peripheral of what the scene would be. And they do a
Yeah.
couple like angle manipulation. So like in the Matrix, when you look over down on the street, they sort of maneuver it so it appears as if you're really tilting.
Whoa.
It's like that kind of stuff. And it is really cool. It is very expensive. And I thought it was worth every penny. I loved seeing a movie there. They usually just do like, older stuff that gets a specific. I'm not really sure how that works. Like, do they have to talk to the studio and get like additional assets? Is there like a third part? Like, I'm sure there's licensing things that transpire behind the scenes. But yeah, the next time there's any movie I'm willing to watch that's in there, I'm running straight for it. I loved it.
This sounds Sphere adjacent, so I'm all for it, I think.
Yeah, it is kind of like the cousin of the Sphere. So
perfect.
Come on through, but it's pretty fun.
I'm so confused about that pitch of like, even for Spider-Man, they're like, hey, see it in this one format that has really wide screens and it extends the image. And I'm always confused about that. I'm like, are they really like rendering the image? That feels like it would cost so much more to make the image that wide. And it couldn't possibly be worth it for just like a couple people going to this certain format in the theater. I don't really understand how they do it or why, but... for me, it's the complete opposite of that, where it was like at an old family friend's backyard. That's basically kind of in the woods, but they just set up a movie projector years and years ago on like bed sheets on a clothesline. And so like sitting out there with like a small group, and we watched the original King Kong on a bed sheet on a clothesline in the woods. I was like, this is like the coolest way to see this movie from 1933. Yeah. It freaking rules.
We got so I live next door to my best friends, and between our houses, we have got a projector and that we are going to hook up and put on the side of the wall. So we're gonna start doing that. So I'll report back once we finally do that.
Okay.
Coolest place I've ever been in terms of going to see the cinema. It's less the place, but similar to Janet, is that like I love a 4DX. I saw Terminator 2 in 4DX, and it was the best cinema experience of my life.
Ooh, what do they do? Do they splash you with liquid metal? What's the trick?
So the bullets are little air things going.
Oh.
They match the movement of the chair with the camera angle, and when the camera's moving, and so obviously when you have those set piece moments of going down the sewer system on the bikes and like thing coming over, it's really cool. I think it's a really, really fun way to use 4DX. I did see Fast 9 in 4DX, and that was painful. But yeah. Terminator 2, great time.
All right, that's perfect.
My high school band, we played at a Music and Movies in the Park, which is a cool thing that Minneapolis does.
Yeah.
We opened for Ghostbusters, and we covered the Ghostbusters theme. And that was really fun. And then we played the show, and it was fun. And then we just went laid in the grass and watched Ghostbusters in the fresh air.
And were people like, hey, you guys, you sang the song.
Yeah.
Did you like modify it, or was it like looking up the lyrics sheet for like Bustin' makes me feel good? I'm just going to read all of these lines over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, Bustin' did make us feel good, so we wanted to honor that, of course. Okay. But yeah, it was like playing, it's a kind of a synthesizer lick at parts that's more played on guitar, so it was a fun version.
That's sweet. Ryan writes in to say, hey, thanks for Leo and Janet coming to Chicago in the community meetup. Yeah. Ryan says the meetup was way better than I expected. What does that mean? They say, and I really love talking to you all. Also, Janet was right about Horizon Forbidden West's fast travel being weird. So there's a message.
Okay, honestly, thank you for writing in, because the fast travel, they do give, I forgot if it's instantly unlimited, or I think it is just instant, but it's only like campfire to campfire, and to get to an initial campfire, you can do that, but only if you are in the base, and you can always travel to the base automatically. So it's like, to actually really utilize the fast travel, you would have to go to the base, then go to a fire, then go to whatever fire you wanted. And I had said that I wish they just at that point did the golden fast travel pack. Let me just pay for it with in-game stuff, and then I can just have the freedom. And they're like, I don't think that's how it works. And I'm like, well, I could be wrong. I'm not. It's been forever since either of us had played the game, so that is very big of you to mention that, because I did kind of forget about that conversation. And also secretly, I'm like, I think I am right, but like, I don't know. I didn't open the game at this meetup, so yeah. It was a great turnout. Yeah. Thank you to everyone that came out to hang out with us. It was a lot of fun. And I'm always, me and Leo talked about it after, but it's always that thing of like wishing you could talk to even more people, but it being so tough to like balance the time of like wanting to have, real conversations with people and not just check the box of saying hi to everybody, but also wanting to make sure that people feel like they had fun, that they like they wanted to see us and that they did. So, always a challenge. So please always interrupt you were not interrupting. We were there to hang out and talk.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
privilege.
insert yourself into the circles for sure.
Yes, please, definitely.
It's a privilege to feel at those meetups like it's your wedding of just like, I need to talk to everybody, but I don't have enough time to talk to anybody. But anytime you have that feeling, it's like
married to the game, you know?
married to the gosh darn game. That's right. Luca Alberti writes in to say, hey, everybody. First of all, shout out to the incident at Galley House as one of the most underappreciated games this year. Well, fresh off the presses. All right, we'll talk about it soon. Secondly, what is the biggest thing you ever forgot about?
Oh, I got mine.
Sure.
I forgot the Queen died.
Oh.
But like, this was about 2 months ago.
Oh. Yeah.
And I'm British, and you know, the thing about the royal family in the UK is that they are such an enormous part of Britain, and they are just basically like the Queen had been alive for so long that it was like only the tiniest percentage of the population would remember. I've got really British. Would remember a life without her on the throne.
Right.
And I think because I was in America when it happened, first of all, the way I found out the Queen had died was a tweet being dropped in the group chat with some of my friends back home, and the tweet was from the British Kebab Awards, which exists. They're just big award ceremony about kebabs, and it was just like, thank you for everything, Her Majesty, you know, like whatever year to 2022. And I was in the middle of a one-on-one because at Gamespot I was actually a manager. I managed people, and I was like, I'm so sorry, this is so unprofessional, but the Queen just died. And then a couple months ago I was talking about something, and I said, something about Liz, the Queen, and then they were like, Lucy, she's been gone for a few years.
Let
now.
her go. Let her
It's
go.
all it's Charles's time now. I will say I'm not a royalist in any way. It's just, you know, they're on the money, they're on the stamps.
Well, that's the part that I'm
listen to
confused about.
our
It's like
national anthem, you know.
I'm sure you can find the stats somehow, but like it does like cost the government money, right? Because don't you have to change everything over to like His Majesty's Secret Service? There's like a lot of terminology that would have to pivot, right? It's like changing road signs, maybe. I don't know what the equivalent is.
I'm not sure about, I mean, that's the thing. Is so like there's also a thing where definitely have to print money, so that all has to go through post boxes. All have like Her Majesty on. I honestly don't know the economics of it. I don't know the economics of the royal family.
Come on, Lucy. What are you here for?
I know. I met her once.
What the hell are you talking about?
What?
You buried the lead. What?
Oh, yeah. I'll find you the picture. I'll put it in this Discord chat after. But my grandfather was the mayor of our city for a year, and it happened to be the Queen's Silver Jubilee. Silver, gold. It was like 2001-ish.
We don't even know what a jubilee is, so you're fine.
Yeah,
with
keep
it.
rolling.
How long she'd been?
This is so like, yeah, like my dad is like the mayor of our town, our little village, and then the Queen came, and it's like, this is so British.
Yeah, we'll take all of it. This sounds awesome.
So yeah, my granddad was the mayor. He was an elected official for a year, and the Queen came to Sunderland to see the Winter Gardens. I'm not helping myself. So I had to wear a little dress, and I had a bouquet of flowers. And when she arrived, I was the person to formally greet her.
Shut up.
To the city that she was visiting, and I had to go, "Welcome to Sunderland, Your Majesty." And I had to get trained how to do a little curtsy, and then I'll wrap this story up with like a really insane coincidence. But so my granddad and I and his partner, we had to follow the Queen around as she went around this place and did all this stuff. And years later, I was in a magic shop far away, like a couple hours away. And behind the counter, there was a picture of this guy with an like a balloon flower that he was giving the Queen. And behind him was me and my granddad.
No way.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Wow.
Just to walk into the shop and be like, that's me.
Oh, I get spooked out.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Really
and
cool.
Actually, I should mention, I also was playing that picture in Pictonico last night. It just popped up randomly.
I was hoping you would make that joke because it's like if I make it, it's kind of snippy, but if you make it, it's funny. So I was like, please, Ben, please. So you've been preparing for this hosting thing since you were a child, then?
Since I was a
like
kid.
you were always ready to lock in and be
cow.
professional.
Okay,
Yeah,
wait.
that was-
I found it. Hang on. I will put it. Let me copy it and put it in the Discord chat.
Can you still like hit the curtsy? Are you like
hit it.
Curtsy.
The queen looks
2002.
shocked by this balloon.
I mean, I would be too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible picture.
Speaking of teleport, if you could like teleport back to your body on that day, would you try and be a stinker? Would you say something different? Do you think you'd have the gall just to be like, this
No.
monarchy is full of it?
I genuinely think I would have said, this sounds awful, but I would have been like, smile more. This is such a weird thing that you get to do. And I just look petrified. Every picture I have of me is just like,
Oh, you're talking to yourself. I'm saying talk to the queen.
Oh.
Like if you were like in your brain.
Same answer.
Yeah.
Smile more, sweetie.
smile more. Come on, Liz. No, I don't. If I say something to the queen, I'll be like, you've been covering for Andrew this whole time?
Right.
You killed Diana?
Right.
That's the stuff that I would do.
So you'd confront her with her past, like a ghost in the body of a child. I
Andrew
like
hadn't
it.
been, I don't know what he was doing in 2002. Allegedly.
Allegedly, my ass. Nail him to the wall.
We have very strict libel laws in the UK, and even though I'm in California, there's no guarantee they won't extradite me back home.
On the
Smart,
complete
smart.
opposite end of the spectrum, George Perry writes in, he says, howdy y'all. If MinnMax were to produce a line of influencer food like Joyride, Mr. Beast Burger on Prime, what food do you think you'd create? My vote would be for Am I Nuts salted peanuts. George, this comment was like a dagger to my soul because genuinely, this is, maybe I'm broken, but whenever I'm driving around Minneapolis, Minnesota, biking around, I'm always looking at business and be like, should I reach out to them? Would that be a cool partnership just to like plug them on MinnMax? Is there an opportunity there? A good businessman's mind, I guess. But I bike by this peanut store and it's called We Are Nuts. And I have been harassing them for so long. I have sent them so many emails. I have sent them like Instagram DMs like, you guys, if we could line up basically like what we have with Utapils, the brewery, and like you could supply salted peanuts for the MinnMax studio as We Are Nuts, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And radio silence.
At this point, Ben, you have to just figure out what their production is. Like, what like, are they making them in-house or what factory they're using? And then we just have to go there and make our own line of Am I Nuts?
Right.
Because this question isn't about like, who would we partner with?
Right.
Like the whole new thing for you can't be a content creator anymore. You have to be a content creator and you have to sell some kind of snack or beverage.
Yeah.
Like that's like the new way to make money. It's like the content creator's version of owning real estate. It's like, oh, but check out my Feastables or check out my like coffee brand or check out my tea brand.
If we're all going to get there
Ben,
at some
think
point.
bigger.
You're
Get
right.
those nuts.
Hey, thanks,
Find out where the
Sarah.
nuts are coming from and get them.
Yeah, hell
them off
yeah.
the
Probably
source.
from the forest.
Right.
The thing, does it have to be a perishable?
No.
I would do like some form of nap accoutrement,
Nap
like a
accoutrement.
blanket or because I sleep a lot.
Yeah.
So, something cozy, like a little cozy, maybe not what was the thing with a slanket? Maybe not one of those, but something that you just put on your knee. I always have a blanket on my knee. Not right now, it's boiling, but if I'm gaming or something, it just always feels quite nice.
Yeah, I'm with you.
A sleeping cap.
Something to like a nice thing to soothe the eyes after a long day of gaming.
Yeah, eye soother. Yeah, we all are capable.
I mean,
of this.
genuinely at this point, it's repetitive strain injury. Like I'll do a class on how to do your stretches so you are stretching out your wrists.
That'd be nice.
Very
If you
important.
do it well enough, and people name it after you, like Pilates. It could be like your whole thing of like, this is how gamers can exercise their hand. Is they do the Lucy James.
Lucy James gamer's wrists.
Yeah,
There's
it's all
something
right
in
there.
it.
No,
but,
it's all right there. It's all right there. Travis and Frogger writes in, they say, obviously video games don't do commemorative popcorn buckets like blockbuster movies do, but if they did, what would be GTA 6's popcorn bucket? They probably
With a gun?
A gun?
I was gonna say gun.
A gun?
Sarah's
See,
really
I mean,
gun.
Like that.
Well, there's the infamous GTA 4 mug incident.
Oh, what's that?
Please tell.
I'm Googling.
Wait, I bet I would have
don't remember
assumed
this.
that Game Informer had one.
No.
Was it them? They sent out like knuckle dusters?
Yeah, there's like brass knuckles as
Yes.
the handle for the mug.
Oh, I
Yes.
see.
But
I see.
it might not have been GTA, but they definitely
it
did
is
that.
Grand Theft Auto. Yeah.
But there was another company who sent out brass knuckles
for like True Crime or Saints Row,
Yes.
like one of those. Yes.
I'm sorry to Rockstar for conflating one brass knuckle incident with the other, but yes, one of them got in
How
a lot
many
of
are there?
trouble for doing that because it's technically transporting a weapon.
Right. Which, details. Promote the game for Christ's sake.
Details.
So
people are still talking about it.
Yeah, right. My question with the popcorn bucket gun though is somehow if you were able to like put a popcorn, what's it called? Seed? What's it called? Kernel, thank you. In a gun and shot it, would there be enough?
Into the mouth?
Well, yes.
No, that's what I'm doing. Into the mouth.
Well, that's good. But let's start with step one. Like, would there be enough heat from firing out of a gun to pop that kernel? Could I load a kernel
real busters at home kind of situation
and fire out actual popcorn that would like float away?
Well,
That's awesome.
they would destroy it. The power of the thing would destroy it, I think, on the way out.
You can make popcorn with hair straighteners. So you could maybe have a heated gun barrel situation.
Right. Okay.
I don't think this would, pass any regulations. I don't think it would be.
Okay.
Yeah. Sold.
Fine.
Yeah, it couldn't just like a regular gun wouldn't do it automatically, but you could do one where it's like you pull back the slide to start the superheater and you wait a few seconds, they'll say whether it's ready.
Yeah, there's something there. Yeah, chat's saying the Cluck and Bell bucket from GTA, that would be what it is.
Yeah.
And I do think, this made me think about, it'd be like a big alligator's mouth, kind of like in Hook or something, you'd reach in there and get there. Because I do think we aren't prepared enough for like how big the alligators are going to be in GTA 6. People love like tying ladies down to railroad tracks and Red Dead and stuff. Like, I think these alligators are going to be the star of the show on social media after GTA 6 comes
100%.
out. Don't you think?
100%.
Thank you, Lucy.
Yeah, alligator would be a good one.
They were in Red Dead 2 as well, though, alligators.
Yeah, but still, these are going to be smarter alligators. I forgot about that.
I have to look at. I feel like there's not. And maybe I've missed the alligators of it all, but I don't really feel like I have an iconic, like a set visual that comes to mind, other than the couple. So I'm trying to think of what could be.
What about
from that?
I don't know if they're going a more Red Dead 2 direction, but what about the weapon wheel? So top down, it's like the circle of it is surrounded by your
different like little toppings. Oh wait. Little like M&Ms and stuff around the outside, and then inside is the popcorn bucket. And you can make your own.
That.
Depending on how crass they want to go, I do think there's the like it's a woman's ass.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's
I didn't think about that.
And like just kind of a big juicy double that you can sort of reach into.
Smart. That is smart.
Simply looking at the marketing presented to me. Now I see this alligator. I understand now what's going on. Yeah.
I've been to Miami. They're out there.
Asses are out there?
Alligators or BBLs?
Asses are out there. The gators are staying clear.
I've seen your Mulder-esque poster in your room. Asses are out there. Paulo writes in, they say, looking for thoughts on men's fashion accessories, watches, rings, earrings, eccentric glasses. How much is too much or too little? Great question, Paulo. You wrote into the right place.
I don't think there is like
I feel like
too
it's
much
rarely
or
too much.
little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? I think at a certain point, I'm thinking like Russell Brand feels like too many accessories. I'm trying to think of like, there's certain type of celebrities, Sean Penn.
I mean,
Russell Brand got a lot going on.
There are other issues with Russell Brand.
Problems,
what are you talking about? My favorite Christian.
Personality accessories.
Personality accessories.
I'm really drawn to the idea of, God, what's the word for this? Of having like more stuff that feels signature. Like a thing that you always wear, like in terms of jewelry. But I mean, it just depends on what you like. Like if you like watches, that's a great poll. There's so much you can do with watches, but some people don't like having stuff on their hands. So it kind of just depends on your vibe. Like a nice chain, I think can be pretty good. Nice chain, nice bracelet.
Chain
links.
wrapped around your body.
Yeah. I think as well at this point, I'm focusing in on the things that really work for me, either color or shape. And I think
we talked about this, yes.
Yes. Yeah, because I have my color analysis done and I'm not paying attention to it, but I have been buying a lot of things that are in my color palette.
This ain't in my season either, but it's not in my not season, so it's close enough. That's the thing, yes.
And so it's like, as long as you're wearing something that you feel good in, I don't think it can be too much, as long as you're like, clothes should help confidence and, so as long as that's how you feel, then hey, go for it.
That's right, Sarah. That's what I always say. Clothes are just the way you express yourself, It's important.
Don't let him trigger
You
you.
said you were
Do not
afraid
fall
to
for your
wear
trap.
clothes because then you thought people would think that you had like a high opinion of yourself.
Yeah, they would think that you
Too
cared
nicely.
about what people thought. Actually,
Yeah,
I feel
you're
like
afraid that-
Ben, I think you've been through enough this episode. Actually, we're gonna have to table this for later.
Oh, no one's ever said that before. I appreciate it.
Unfortunately, we will have to spread this out. But you did poke the bear, and then you're like, "Why is the bear attacking me?" And I'm like, "Why'd you poke?
You're right.
Why did you poke?"
Sly cut.
I do
Yeah.
like wearing a watch and a ring. That feels like plenty for me. I like having being bald and having the hat options. I've got a lovely hat collection that can pair with some outfits. I feel like all men's
Hell
fashion is, as I've felt like I've dressed better the last few years than the previous part of my life, is like putting 2% effort in instead of 0%. So if you're thinking about it at all, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah. Way to go. All right. This is where it gets tough. Sly Cut writes in, which of the following 4 options would you choose? If you had to choose, if there was a popcorn gun put against your temple, you had to do one of these. Sing and dance during the GOTY performance at the Game Awards. Just trying to think of this like
as the main
Waiting.
person, or can I be a backup dancer?
I think main person, like Sam Lake, but even more in the spotlight,
I don't know if you. Oh,
Everybody
go ahead.
assumes it's from one of the games they didn't play on the list.
Right. The way you're dancing, yeah. Okay, so that, do a solo figure skating routine at the next Winter Olympics. Whatever you want, you can get out there. Shoot, okay, this is one that kills me. Shoot free throws at an NBA game during halftime until you make 10 in a row, no matter how long it takes.
We'd be there for
No matter how long
weeks.
it takes is crazy.
Never leave.
That would truly be, days. Based on
Do I get
Leo,
money
like-
for this?
To make this a
for
high
the love
school
of the game?
basketball game for it to be slightly balanced.
I don't know.
It still would be about as bad as the other ones.
The 10 in the row is
lies.
crazy. What's the last one?
10.
This is crazy.
This is the worst one. Maybe not, though. You get to do nothing at all. But your significant other has to do all 3 of the other options, knowing you chose this option for them.
Wait, hang on. I'm
that's so
single.
mean.
How does that work?
Whoever you have the biggest crush on.
The next person you're with, your future, you're
Patrick
banking
Wilson?
it.
Yeah. Fuck you, Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson, probably out of anyone, Patrick Wilson could probably do all of those.
Yeah,
So-
you're right. I don't know. The basketball, I'd like to see him frickin' try.
Have you seen him?
I think I do the figure
I got it.
skating.
I was about to really expose myself there. I was like, have you seen his CrossFit?
I have not. have not, and I'm
Patrick
proud of it.
Wilson. This is for work.
He was
I have to look this
Raoul
up.
in the Friends with the Emperor movies.
Yeah. I mean, the owl for Watchmen, previously mentioned, right? The big man himself.
Yeah, that is kind of insane as I'm looking it up. Anyway,
Right?
Yeah, the figure skating, I think, is the
I think
thing
you're
I do.
right. I think you're right.
It's
How
fun.
much time do
It's
we get
low
to
effort.
prepare?
until the next Winter Olympics. So what is that? A couple of years? I don't know.
And then I get to go to the Olympics. Also.
Yeah, that's pretty
And I get
good.
to say I performed at
I
the
worry
Olympics.
though
That's pretty
because
cool.
it's not the thing about the Olympics is more people watch it than the video game awards, and you don't want to be that Australian breakdancer.
That's what I was thinking.
But
People know.
multiple
But people
reasons,
know
yeah.
you're not like, you know, a serious
seriously.
competitor. Like, or is it? No, they're acting like I'm representing America, and
You're
I'm the
literally
only one.
competing.
That
You're-
was
Oh,
my
I'm
exact thought
competing?
was maybe it'd be like a fun meme how I did just do a silly dance to the song, but then I remembered the Australian breakdancer. Yeah.
I think
Well, I don't want to compete because then I feel like I'm ruining it for.
Yeah, you have
country.
taken someone's spot.
Okay, so
Well,
then
the
I'm
thing, you
gonna
have
pass
to
on
take a
that. Never
spot.
mind.
I would
Okay.
just do the Game Awards thing.
Well, you're already halfway
Yeah.
there, to be honest, right?
I would do the Game Awards, and I would take out a huge loan and hire the best PR company so that when after I did that Game Awards performance to leave a bunch of internet comments, like bot comments, being like I like and turning it into a meme and trying to get rid turn it into a business venture.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So I think in terms of choreography and singing, is there budget to help with that?
Probably.
Or you just turn it into, like what's Ben Starr doing? Can I get him on board? He can take a lot of the heat off me.
You'll fall back.
Yeah. So you get just a
So-
whole swarm of people,
Yeah.
to try and drown yourself out. I think it's more like solo spotlight, just to really the singing. Is
Oh,
the part
it's
that
you
sucks.
alone?
I think.
Ooh,
I
that
think. I
changes
think that makes more sense for this question. Otherwise, it's like you could hide.
And I'm
behind a
dancing
bunch of
and
amazing-
singing?
Yeah, you're doing the whole. It's like Tony intro number level.
So awful.
Built
And they're
God.
showing it
level.
on the live stream. They're not cutting away to commercial.
Well, it depends on what you do. They might cut away if it gets bad. Yeah, like I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to go with the basketball then because I really think I can
No.
train up to be able to do that. And I like playing basketball. So I like shooting hoops. I don't like necessarily. I'm not going 2v2, 3v3.
God,
on the
that would
court or
suck.
anything.
That crowd would be livid. Because they're waiting for the game to get back on.
You have to get. I could maybe do 3 in a
I would
row,
say it's
but
not my
there's no
fault.
way
I didn't
could
create
do
this
10.
hypothetical situation. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, now throw Sly Cut under the bus. Okay. I guess
yeah,
that's
it's like
fair.
I don't, and I think they'd want you to succeed. Like, I don't know. It's not that deep to me, I suppose. And then I feel like I'd get some fun interviews afterwards of like, what was it like? And I'll talk about the process. I don't know. Like, I don't think that's that big of a deal. Versus like the Game Awards. Well, this is my professional industry. Like, I'm not a sports creator. I'm not working in sports.
Okay.
I just want to be
So,
on
yeah.
record for warning you about the NBA thing if we're to
Yeah.
come to it. You know,
I
like I
agree.
want to
I
be
agree.
like, there's video evidence that I said
Yes.
you shouldn't go.
That I
for
should
it.
We
have
filmed the
sung and danced,
documentary.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
The 10
could
in
sign
a
up
row
for
is
the-
the real pain.
10 in a row
It's
is
impossible.
rough.
It's
If
impossible.
you said like 5 in a row, like that's pretty chill. It probably knock that out. 10 is a lot.
Yeah. The Game Awards one, I think I could train up for that. I think people would go, I didn't know he sang or danced at all. And the fact he pulled it off a little bit, okay, respect. But
also-
then everybody else in the world is, of course, like, why'd they get the guy to do that? But I can live with that.
Leo, you're also
As long as the song is Always by Bon Jovi, which is for some reason exactly in my range and is the only song I can do,
he made it for you.
then would be great.
Unfortunately, the song is locked in for Leo. Leo, you know what you'd have to do at the Game Awards when you had a microphone in your hand?
Ave Maria.
Ave Maria, except change it to Jeff Keighley.
What, like in the Batman?
Yeah, no, you'd have to sing your version of the Game Awards theme that you can never get out of your head.
Also, when you sing badly, this has nothing to do with what Leo said, because obviously he's the voice of an angel. But when you
Right,
sing
right.
badly, it is so passed around and humiliated. Like, remember that? I
Yes.
forgot which professional singer it was, but the national anthem that she did. That
Roseanne
was
Barr.
horrible.
Oh, Fergie?
Oh, we
Yes,
all have a different
Fergie. It's
version?
like, that was see the fact that there's multiples. Like it's like it's committed to the mind, or even like it's just I do want to eventually like take classes on singing. Like I think it'd be a fun like hobby to delve into. I don't know if I need the pressure of like we're solo dolo. Also singing and dancing.
It's so hard.
The physicality of that is
It's
so
so
hard.
hard.
So hard.
Miley Cyrus and Taylor Swift, they have to they rehearse on treadmills.
Yeah,
They
they're like
sing
running full
and
speed and stuff.
on a treadmill. I could not.
Yeah.
Do that.
That's why we're all going option 4, make our significant others do it, and we all don't.
Oh no, that's definitely the devil option for sure.
Patrick Wilson could.
Also, I think that it's funny because I guess maybe if you choose that, maybe you're already not the most considerate. But also, like, that doesn't absolve me. So now I have to be with you through like 8 different training
Yeah,
sessions.
that's rough. That's rough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
there's
like
no winning here.
No,
it's like okay. All right, now we have to spend all our money on your figure skating lessons, and it's like, well, what happened to time for us? You know?
Lucy, what do you like
I'm
for
cold.
question of the week here? Let me remind you a little bit. We had, of course, the teleportation, the character quiz for the kiddos, the Kiwi kiddos. The biggest thing you forgot about, which was the Queen's story, popcorn buckets, the torture options for the 4. What are you feeling?
I think the torture options.
Torture
I think
options?
that was. I mean, I think it was a very fun conversation because we really went through those options, and there was no winning there. So
All
I
right.
think it was a diabolical question.
Well, right on. Congratulations, Sly Cut. You just won the Kentucky Route Zero vinyl from I'm 8-Bit. Now it's time for something that we call Get a Load of This. Lucy, you're such a pro. Even if you don't have anything, you're such a pro. And I'm going to go first.
I'm just bouncing off you.
Yeah, I like it. Here's the worst one. Hey, get a load of this. I was had a big lake weekend with like 7 kids running amok. So it's a lot of like throwing them on the couch and wrestling and having a good time. But at some
That's so
point,
many Pictonico pictures.
yeah, exactly, against their parents' will. But at some point, I made some reference, of course, to like Pop Goes the Weasel, where it was like Pop Goes the Weasel, and threw him. And my kid gave me a look like, what is that? And it's like, it's very satisfying to be like, I haven't explained Pop Goes the Weasel. This is iconic. And then I went down a rabbit hole of like, what is the history? What are the lyrics to Pop Goes the Weasel? What is this? And then it sent me down this spiral of like, what is the oldest song that we still know? Because Pop Goes the Weasel is like 1850s or something. A lot of Christmas songs are like 1800s. And you can try and Google it, but it brings up like, there's a song from 3,200 years ago that's the Hurrian Hymn number 6 that they wrote down notation for, and you can listen to it and it sucks butt. But specifically, what is the song that is the oldest that most people would know, a majority of people would know? And the oldest I can find, I think it's Yankee Doodle from the Revolutionary War, like 1770s.
When did Happy Birthday drop?
Oh,
No, I
probably
was
like
going to say, is it not
1954.
Ring a Ring of Roses?
Oh.
Ring Around the Rosie?
Ring Around the Roses? Because it's like...
Also,
that-
Pop
I
Goes the
thought-
Weasel wasn't problematic or anything. It was just chill because some of those songs.
Well, I
I
mean,
thought it was
I,
that
Shooting
thread.
the weasel.
if you really look into the lyrics, it's like, what do they mean by this animal? It's certainly a lot of those
No.
are. I don't want to spoil some things, but
No,
don't
okay,
look
no,
up
no,
the
no,
lyrics
okay.
to Turkey in the Straw. So I'm wondering, Lucy, do you think like that might be able to was that a poem? And like when was it a song?
Ring Around the Rosie is roughly 140 to 200 years old.
Okay, yeah, but it's about the olden times.
It's an urban legend that it originated during the Great Plague of London.
That's a bummer. I totally would have argued
It's
that.
got to
yeah.
be some like religious song.
I would think so.
Something.
And they technically like there's a lot of old Christian songs and stuff, but it's not that stuff. It's not like
The bangers. I
not
guess.
the bangers. It's not our
It's
God
either
is an
deep cut-
awesome
Yeah.
God is from the 12th century or something, you know? It's like it's stuff that technically they're hymns, but no one knows them. So Yankee Doodle's my answer. Leave a comment below. Let me know what else you got. Someone in the chat says Cupid Shuffle. That's right. Cupid himself, the
you're
god.
so funny for
came
that.
up with that.
We didn't start the fire.
1666.
That's right.
Confucius wrote it. Or
Somebody else want to go redeem this segment?
Get a load of this. Point piece free.
Yeah.
Baby boy point
I got
piece.
the email in the middle of recording this. I'm so glad you said that because it's reminded me to download it.
Yeah, I literally downloaded it right before we started recording. But Point P is back out on mobile and is 100% free. So it's double free. It's free from being stuck on Netflix games and then kind of not having another way to get it.
Right.
And then I think I was even like pulled from that. So it had just been kind of floating in the ether. And also it's free to play. So definitely play this. We've talked about it on the show before. I think it's also Kyle who's the other
Kyle
Point
loves
P
it.
stan
Yep.
in the house. But it's great. It's down low, but you're going up, which I know sounds stupid, but it is true. But it's very delightful, cute, simple, quick. Give it a try. Take a couple minutes and check it out. You might really be drawn to it. I'm ravenous to go back to Point P. I'm really excited to get to finally play it again.
I can go. If you want to get a load of this.
Please.
I was listening to, I love, there's a podcast called 3 Bean Salad that I love, which is hosted, it's just like three guys and they just talk about like a topic a week. And for some reason they were talking about cool forgotten words in English. And I learned the verb groak.
Groak?
What do you think groaking is?
Something with AI.
I know this one. I learned it quickly before it became the XAI thing. And it was briefly a really cool word to use, and now it's got a little stink on it.
And now it's got a stink on it. But maybe we could take back what groak.
Please.
Someone it's the act of like watching someone else while they're eating and hoping to get something.
That's so funny and specific.
So specific.
That's not what I thought it was at all.
You're thinking of grok, Leo? Yeah.
And then in my head, I'm like, how is this related to the mukbang? Like, how can we draw the the wording and all of that? That's really cool. I love learning about stuff like that.
Yeah, typically of domestic animals to stare or look fixedly at someone, especially of a child or dog in anticipation of receiving food. Also to look at someone with a watchful or suspicious eye.
Oh,
But it's mostly used for dogs and children.
This is like our merch opportunity. We make Groak bibs, and they sell like hotcakes.
It's always bibs with you.
I can't.
And I don't know why that is.
That's always bibs with me is a sentence that is not holding a lot of water, Janet Garcia.
We tried to not give you more crap, but you can't be coming in here saying that.
It really is. Like, I'm sorry, it was right there. Like the spaghetti bibs, it lives in my mind rent free. Like, I don't know.
Sarah, you got one?
Yeah, get a load of this. The Minnesota State Fair finally released all their new foods and
Oh.
beverages. And one of the ones that's sort of like one of the viral ones is that there is a ranch dressing beer.
Wow. No Groak here.
Yep. There's a ranch dressing beer.
I wonder if there might be video content of somebody chugging ranch dressing beer coming up soon at MinnMax. Let's find out. I don't know.
Oh my God. I want to throw up from hearing that.
Leo, save us. Save us. What do you got?
Get a load of this. This is just an interesting term. I think would be good for us to have in the conversation as we talk about games becoming more Vampire Survivor-y, gambly. It's interesting to have the term value capture, which I read defined in this book called The Score, How to Stop Playing Somebody Else's Game by C.T. Wynn. It's a book about social media and other like scoring systems that have popped up in our lives. And the idea of value capture is broken down in these 3 steps. 1, your values are rich and subtle or developing that way. 2, you enter some social, typically institutional setting that offers you simplified, often quantified renditions of your values. Step 3, the simplified versions take over. Otherwise put, value capture occurs when you get your values from some external source and let them rule you without adapting them, which is just a nice, snappy way to put words to something I think we all feel at different times, as games can keep us playing for all sorts of different reasons.
There you go. Come to MinnMax for your definitions of good words. Chrono Tan in the MinnMax community Discord, they shared, there's stuff shared there all day, every day. It's a great channel for little factoids. And Chrono Tan shared this. It says, it's awesome work from home second monitor content. There's a site called drivefromhome.com, and you can watch a video of driving around a random place on Earth listening to their local radio. And you can just randomize it and hear local radios and drive homes from across the world. It's really awesome to have up on a second monitor.
That's fun.
So link in the description if you want to check that out. Lucy James, thanks for being here, ma'am.
Thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah. What would you like to plug?
Ooh, imagine if I said I didn't have anything. No, Lookingfor.Game. If you go sign up, I'll send you fun newsletters, hopefully of games that you'll find interesting. We have a supported tier if you want to support with money, and it means you get access to giveaways, extra playtest things, subscriber-only Discord, extra newsletters. And today, which I'm going to be writing after I have my lunch, is my impressions after my first few hours with the incident at Galley House, which is incredible.
That sounds great.
See?
And then also you're going to be at Comic-Con doing a panel on Control Resonant, I saw. That's cool.
Yes, I am. Well reminded, if you are going to San Diego Comic-Con at 6:30 on Saturday evening, I'm doing a panel with the cast of Control Resonant. I got my nails done especially.
That's
to be on brand.
Nice.
I love it.
Go the extra mile. But no, I'm very excited. I love the Remedy Extended Universe, as you can tell from all the crap that I have in here.
Ooh, the ODR stuff. That's nice. Leo, you got something going on?
Yeah, I started a new YouTube channel called Leo Vader Hitman Gaming.
Really?
It's not going to be like my new main thing at all. It's going to be the same thing I usually do, except now it has a dedicated place. So I don't have to say, go look in the Stream Archives playlist for the unlisted version of the Stream Archive. It's just, if you care about me playing Hitman and you like those streams like I do, that's where you go and you turn the notifications bell on.
Awesome. Also, if you like Leo playing Hitman, maybe with Haley, check out New Show Plus this week as those two speedrunning the game. I hear it went well, Leo. I hear it was a blast.
Oh, it was insanely fun. I love Hitman speedrunning, and having Haley like as excited by it as I was really gratifying. It was so thrilling to be shaving seconds off the time.
Awesome. Speaking of shaving seconds all the time, you'll need all the milliseconds you can get. Trivia Tower, everybody, coming up this Monday, July 27th. It is a crossover event. We are going up against Into the Aether, one of my favorite gaming podcasts. And so we're going up against their entire community with deadly stakes on the line. So if you want to compete in video game trivia and win game codes for stuff like Star Ocean 2 on Switch 2 or Dench Attack on Steam, which we were just raving about last week on the podcast, you can jump in and compete. The competition happens in MinnMax's Discord. But don't be intimidated. Let us know if you have any questions about how to get access to compete in Trivia Tower, because we love for it to be your first time in there. And again, if you're at the $2 tier on Patreon, you can compete in Trivia Tower. And if you jump in before Tuesday, we'll DM you a Steam code for Forestrike. Get a great game, play in Trivia Tower, have a good time. Otherwise, at MinnMax's channel, we also had an interview go up on Monday with developers from Maverick Games who are making Clutch, the new open world racing game, former leads from Forza Horizon 5 and Playground games in general. It was a good chat. Like, it's maybe too dorky for its own good, but I spent like half an hour just talking to them about licensing cars, how that works, why so many racing games get pulled, how car licenses works, what are the limits, what do car manufacturers let you do versus not let you do. It feels like a very Haley McLean legal conversation, but it was a fun chat, and we go in more directions than that. But this is not complaining, as always. I'm not being petty and weird, but just, I think it's interesting about like the economics of video game interviews, just for like a reminder for everybody out there. It's like I did that interview and a lot of other sites wrote it up, which was just lovely. You know, the GameSpot, IGN, Eurogamer, Kotaku, Rock, Paper, Shotgun, like every video game website basically wrote this interview up. YouTube gave us a total dollar amount for that interview of $8.97. So just a reminder of why supporting independent games media is important for the ecosystem.
If you are, it is rough out there, and every dollar helps.
Yeah, so jump on in. We appreciate it on Patreon. Otherwise, hey, I was on the Bombcast this week after complaining about it a couple weeks ago. It was fun to jump on that Bombcast, so you can listen to the latest episode to hear that. And then Bonus Pod this week, our Patreon exclusive podcast for folks at that $5 tier. It was Leo and Jacob and I doing like a summer movie review. So if you want to hear us talk in depth about the Odyssey or the Avengers Doomsday trailer or Obsession, Toy Story 5, and most importantly, Leo Vader just letting her rip on Minions and Monsters. Bonus Pod's the place to be this week.
And don't listen if you're like really excited to hear us talk about the Avengers Doomsday trailer. Listen if you're like tepid, curious,
right?
And it wouldn't hurt you to hear people not being interested in it.
I'm sure I'll have a good time with that movie. That trailer's not doing it for me. We unpack it more, but if you want to hear us frickin' rave about something, it's a good Odyssey chat. So thanks everybody for unlocking Bonus Pods, an extra podcast each and every week for $5 supporters right in your favorite podcast app. All right, that's it. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll be back next week. There's a whole lot of stuff to cover, so stick with us. Subscribe to our channel or to the podcast feed. Lucy James, thanks again for being here. And until next time, be good, have fun. Let's go.